Good morning. Oh, I forgot.
I should have told
you. Are straight on it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to YouGarden. We are live this Thursday morning. Bex, are you well?
I am very well. Are you?
Yes, thank you. After we finished being live yesterday, we have 3 hours for you today, by the way. You were going to do some exploring out and about in the nurseries and some videos and stuff. Did that happen? Did you have a chance?
We didn't actually get out in the nursery, but we did loads of videos in here,
cool.
which will be uploaded onto the website against the specific product pages. I'm doing another one this afternoon, and I think it's going to be about hanging baskets. So that's going to be exciting. We're getting ready to do hanging baskets, aren't we?
Really, really excited. So, of course, you can get ahead of us on the website, YouGarden.com, if you wish. See all the products on this 3-hour lineup. And we love it when you get in touch and you say hello, don't we? Absolutely. Seeing through those different feeds. Facebook, of course, YouTube as well. And you can email us in the potting shed if you wish. Bex, we've got a lot to show from also to recap on the bits and bobs of yesterday, but a whole host of new todays too.
Yeah, so lots of things that we weren't able to bring up and show you yesterday. We've got a whole sort of grow your own section going on as well. So some really interesting ones. Some we didn't show you yesterday, some we did show you yesterday. And there's loads of things around and about that we can bring up and show you. There is a product page on the website as well. So if there's anything specific that anybody wants to see, please don't feel like, you just have to wait for us. You can get in touch and you can let Stuart know. He's in the shed just outside here. And he will let us know if there is something specific you want. We'll bring it up early for you.
Right, 2 bits of housekeeping for you. First one is this one. You can get free P&P when your basket gets to £40. There are items on this show from £3.50, £7.19. So all you do is get your basket to over £40 and then free P&P all in one transaction. And also, giveaway.
Yes, okay, so give it away,
Don't listen to him.
Sorry, he's saying things in my ear. Yes, we do have a free gift for you, and we've kept this going right from when we first started doing these YGTV shows back in August last year. So every time you make a purchase, you will get a free gift. Today is a pack of our Anemone blender bulbs.
Bravo.
They are worth £9.99. These will automatically get entered into your basket when you put in our special offer code, and it's important, you must enter the offer code.
It's on screen right there, YGTV 1724. Now, does that mean the 17th week of 2024?
And there is a
there is a little I thought it was completely random.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But it makes all the sense. So for this week, when you're shopping, whether it's on the live shows, whether it's not on the live shows, maybe you shop tomorrow, maybe you're shopping Sunday.
Yeah, maybe you're shopping the entire website. It's not a problem at all, because you don't have to just purchase the things that we are talking about on our shows. There is an entire website full of items for you to have a look at. Just always enter that code when you place an order, no matter what it is you're buying, because then you'll get your free gift. It also unlocks the deals. So we have buy one, get one free, buy one, get two free, double up deals where you make savings, specific savings on certain items. All of those are unlocked, even the £40, free postage, by entering that code when you place the order.
YGTV 1724. So if you already know what we're talking about, but I will bang on about it all show because I want everybody to have the best possible experience.
Absolutely.
Let's start an item we didn't bring you yesterday for today. Gooseberries are in stock.
Yeah, I really quite like this. I've never grown gooseberries myself, but yes, you can absolutely grow your own sweet, juicy, gorgeous gooseberries in your own garden, in your own spaces. These are the plants that we have for you. I will point out they are a little bit spiky.
They are spiky.
It's fine though, we're just going to grow these in a pot, or we're going to grow them in a border somewhere. It is not a problem at all, but you are going to be able to grow your own delicious sweet gooseberries, and they're really, really easy to grow. They're winter hardy plants, so these are, some plants we have to overwinter, we need to look after them. These are totally winter hardy, which also means that they come with our lifetime guarantee as well.
Incredible. Of course, you can get ahead of us for your item numbers on the show page, on the website, YouGarden.com. But you know what, I love what you were saying there about growing. For example, we've got potatoes coming up in just a second. You give all the tools you require. Blueberries, the blinkberries are on the way. But you mentioned just there, Easy growers.
Well, yeah, this is what we do at YouGarden. What we try and bring you is, so our tagline here is gardening for everyone.
Yep.
So we do have something for everybody, no matter your size of garden or your level of expertise, from beginner right the way through to experienced and anywhere in between. We have plants that you can grow. I love anything sort of grow your own. I don't have a massive garden, I don't have a massive space, but I have got some things in borders, I have got some things in pots, and you can do both with these. You can put, all these are going to ask of you is that you put them into a nice sunny position.
Okay.
They're only going to grow to about maybe 3 feet in height, couple of feet spread. So if you haven't got a border, a nice sunny border to place these in, you could grow these perhaps in one of our heavy duty pots because they're perfect for growing in. Once these get established as well, you're going to get bumper crops from here.
Yep.
This is a very reliable, robust, hardy variety of gooseberry that is going to give you fruit for years to come.
So you get, and here's the point, you've got 1 plant and 2 plants. That double up deal, you referred to this with the offer code, didn't you?
Yes.
YGTV 1724, you could get 1 for $8.99. We'll talk about being in the club in just a second, or $9.99 if you are not. But if you want to,
you can
buy one, get one half price. That's exactly your option you get. And this is what it looks like now.
Yes.
This is what you'll be receiving, right? So this is like
Absolutely.
a grown-on version.
Yeah, it's in that 1.7 litre pot. So these have been grown on by our expert growers here. We are based in a nursery in the heart of Lincolnshire, in lovely little Gedney. We're on an 11-acre site, and we have expert growers here.
Yep.
You know, that really, they know what they're doing, and what they've done is they've brought these plants on for you. So they're really nicely established. They're multi-branching plants. So you are going to be getting some really bumper, tasty, gorgeous, taste sensation crops from these.
It looks a bit like sage.
Do you think?
I think so. I think the shape of the petals. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
No.
Have I made that up?
No, not at all.
Oh, but they're not. Okay. By the way, you will see here it says postage included. This item does have P&P attached. That's an error at the moment that we're trying to fix, I assure you. But let's not forget, if we get ourselves to £40, then you're going to get free P&P anyway, and only pay that postage once if you go for individuals. Nevertheless, 310053. Let's put a pair of them in your basket. If you don't want to, completely up to you, of course, but put the code.
I think you should put 2 in.
Of course
You'll get
you
more
do.
crops,
We
you
know that.
They're not going to get massive, so you can actually find
For an
space for
extra
2 of these.
$4.50?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're doing.
Give one as a gift, maybe, if you don't want to.
You could do.
That's a great gift to give to somebody.
I don't think you're going to with this ones.
No.
You're
Keep it all.
Yeah, you're going to keep them. Anyway, but yeah, of course you can if you're nice. I'm not. 310053. We will come back to here, but let's continue on.
Yes.
With our honeyberries, of which we didn't spend enough time on this yesterday because there's an awful lot to show you. But again, I love the size of it, the architecture of it, the sculpture of it. It's beautiful.
I feel like these have got bigger since yesterday, to be honest.
You know what I also think it's got bigger yesterday? That one at the back there.
Yes.
I feel like
Kilimanjaro.
some of these at the back here, and I'm changing tag. I definitely think they're bits and bobs. They are ready. They are alive. They are good to go.
It's a real magical part of the year now, isn't it? Because the days are getting longer. I know, I'm going to say it's starting to warm up. It's cold in Lincolnshire today, but the days are getting longer. The ground is starting. Karen, apparently, she's in Lincolnshire and she's saying the same thing.
Chilly morning to start.
We're getting there. There's going to be a heat wave soon.
Thank goodness it's
sure
summer. Is that true? Okay, great, good stuff.
Apparently the sun's out now. We can't see it because we're in the potting shed.
It's like a little microclimate, and that climate is always cold.
Always cold. It's
That's
always
cold.
cold.
Again, another double up deal, by the way. But again, it just looks so. And actually, the leaves are quite quite velvety. Actually.
Yeah, they're very, very healthy plants here.
Yeah.
Nice big size that we're talking about. Honeyberries are an extraordinary fruit because what you've got are these lovely dark fruits here. So these look like elongated blueberries.
I see that.
Now because they're that dark-skinned fruit, we know that these are packed with antioxidants and vitamins and things as well. By all means, have a little search for honeyberries because they are incredibly vitamin-rich, but they are tasty, they are juicy. They have a flavour that's a bit reminiscent of a blackberry with a hint of kiwi in there as well.
Lovely.
Very juicy, very delicious, and of course you can make so many things with these. You could eat them straight off the plant, they would be absolutely gorgeous, but you can also cook them into maybe some pancakes, or you can put them on your muesli in the morning.
Yeah.
You can do all sorts with these, and so this is a self-fertile variety. You only have to go for one, but we do recommend, if you can, by all means go for that double up deal because you do get a bit of a saving there, and you will get better fruit production from getting 2 of them. I've got 2 planted in my garden. I'm very much hopeful of fruits on mine this year.
Well, that's one item number, isn't it, for both? 310070. Put the code in to double up, of course, and then we'll chuck this in the same transaction. We deliver it all at the same time. Away you go, and hopefully it's getting towards that £40 for free P&P. Yeah, woohoo. 310070. Again, we'll spend much longer as we're going through the 3 hours. Let us know, by the way, if we missed something or you want to ask any questions about anything or skip on. That's exactly what we're here for. We are live after all.
Absolutely, we're here to give any tips and help and advice. So if we've missed anything, if you've got a specific question, you can chat on Facebook, you can chat on YouTube, you can also send us any emails. We have an email address, ygtv@yougarden.com. Stu will pass all those messages across and we'll do our best to answer them for you.
Just hearing in the chat right now, we've got Malcolm, Elaine, Philip, Penny, Victoria. Victoria says she loves a crumble.
Victoria, I'm with
crumble.
you. My rhubarb is looking fantastic fantastic at the moment, and I keep looking at it thinking I've got to pick some of that to make my...
Is there such a thing as a Victoria crumble?
A Victoria crumble?
And I think Victoria...
Maybe you're thinking of plum crumble?
Victoria Plum? Isn't that a kitchen company?
That is
it?
It's also a fruit, but yes, there is a kitchen.
Or Victoria Sponge.
Oh, Victoria Sponge.
Is this all from Queen Victoria?
Probably.
She must have loved a crumble.
She must have.
Why wouldn't
Anyway.
she? Victoria, do you know? She's like, stop talking about me. I was just saying hello because you asked me to. Leave me alone. Leave me with my crumble. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to do my rhubarb crumble soon because it's looking good. The rhubarb's coming up.
Oh, there we
it's
go.
exciting. I love doing
dab
crumble.
hand in the kitchen?
I do like it, yeah. I love cooking.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, there we go.
When I get the time.
Oh, you're a busy lady.
I'm a busy lady.
I am a busy lady. Yes, I am. Can we talk potatoes, please?
Yes, we can talk potatoes.
Something you own. You've got this at home.
I did. Well, I grew it last year.
Yeah.
I've decided not to do it this year. I will do it again next year just because I'm trying a few other things.
Yeah, quite right.
But I did grow exactly this kit last year. Now, what you're getting here are the 3 different seed potato varieties. Okay. We've got Pentland, we've got Charlotte, we've got Desiree. I'll run you through those in a second. Yep. You also get the bag of potato fertiliser in here as well. It is organic fertiliser. You also get...
that bag as well.
You also get 3 grow bags included there as well. So there's one of them, but you will get 3. The idea is, obviously, you get 1 bag per potato variety. Now, these are fantastic grow bags. They're incredibly strong, hard wearing, so that you don't need to worry about those, and you'll be able to use them year after year as well. Shall we have a tug of war, Dan?
If you want to.
Just to show you how tough they are.
Are you going to really pull it hard?
Yeah, go.
Oh, God.
Come on,
put some
effort. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Wow. I need this in the back of my car.
See, it's... Oh, my God.
Hello. Yeah, recycling down the bottle bank. That's a great shout.
Yeah. No, there's so many things that you can use
Clanking
these bags
around.
for. They're really strong, really tough.
Summer parties.
I've got a bit of a head rush now.
Sorry.
So the idea is you are going to take these potatoes out the bag and you're going to chit the potatoes. Do you know what chitting is?
Is it getting rid of all the little bits?
No, you're going to create the little bits.
Oh, right.
So what you do is you take one of these seed potatoes, and I used egg boxes last year. So take the lid off, don't shut the egg box, but just stand them on end in an egg box, put them on a windowsill somewhere for a good sort of, it takes about 5 or 6 weeks maybe, and you get all these shoots coming off the potato. At that point, you are ready to start this process, which is that you take the bag, you put a bit of compost in the bottom of the bag. So maybe, I don't know, 5 inches in the bottom of the bag, and then you lay your seed potatoes in, you know, evenly spaced.
Okay.
Then what we're going to do is put a bit of the potato fertiliser in. You get some of that. There are instructions. I just sprinkle a bit in, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Sorry, cover the potatoes, put your potato fertiliser in, water. Then you're going to wait for some growth to happen. You'll start seeing that green growth coming. It happens quite quickly. Once the growth starts, this seems weird, you then bury the growth. You put a bit more compost on top of it, just so the tips are still poking out the top, but just pretty much bury it. Bit more fertiliser, water. Right. Carry on doing that process. See a bit more growth, bury it, fertiliser, water. Carry on growth, bury it, fertiliser, water, until you get to the top of the bag, and that's where you leave it. Now, potatoes love water, so keep them well watered throughout that growing season. Then what will happen later on in the year is you'll get these lovely little white flowers that appear on there. Now, the general rule of thumb is your potatoes are ready to harvest once the flowers go over and the foliage will just start drooping a little bit. Okay. That's when you are ready to harvest your potatoes. An amazing benefit of doing it like this is no digging involved. Right. Traditional ways of growing potatoes there is a lot of digging involved. Yeah, this is...
Wow, look at this.
This is a potato fork.
Wow, that's a lot going on.
You've got to do a lot of digging. You've got to turn the ground over. You've got to create mounds. It is so much digging. It's back-breaking. It is hard work. This particular system means that you don't have all of that digging. Great. There is no digging involved. And when it comes to harvesting, all you have to do is tip that bag up, and then you're there. You can harvest all your potatoes.
You did a video of your lad, didn't you?
I did, yeah. This is why I like doing some grow your own in my garden, because I have got... There he is. We just tip the bag up into one of those plastic tubs, and he rooted around in there to try and find all the potatoes. He had a great time, and I actually got him to eat the potatoes not in chipped form, which is always a bonus, isn't it? You can see all the foliage in the background there. Look, we just took all of that off and then tipped it all out.
Are they your slippers, by the way?
Oh, thanks, yeah. I think that's my mother-in-law.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
She'd come to visit that weekend. But yeah, we just dug
That sounds
around,
a bit
we
to
dug
lend
out
her your
all
slippers.
of those potatoes, and he had a fun time doing it, and then we were able to store those and eat those. It is a great system. And obviously, once you've got the bags, next year, if you want to grow potatoes again, you don't need to buy the whole system. We do a refill kit.
Is it the sort? What are you thinking at home? Is it the sort of thing where you're thinking, I get 3 of those bags? Your price isn't far off the cost of the bags.
Yeah. Aren't they $4.99 each? Yeah, they're $4.99 each.
So your fertiliser and
your
the potatoes are nothing?
Yeah.
Because you've got £24 off.
Exactly. So you can reuse those bags next year. We do the refill kits where you can just buy the seed potatoes, get yourself a bit of our organic-based potato fertiliser, and you're good to go again next year.
How good is that?
Awesome.
350063. There you go. What were the 3 varieties again you mentioned?
Also, we've got Charlotte potato, we've got Desiree, and we've got Pentland. So Charlotte is the kind of elongated one.
Right.
It's your salad potato. We've got Desiree, which is the red-skinned one. I love Desiree potatoes because they're really versatile. You can use them for so many things. You can boil them, you can chip them, you can mash them, you can bake them, you can do Hasselbacks with them. And we've also got the Pentland Javelin, which is like your new potato variety, which is tends to be the earliest cropping. Now, I'm just trying to think how long it took from planting to cropping. I think we're talking maybe 3 to 4 months-ish.
Yeah.
But obviously everywhere is very different. Depends where you put them and how you look after them. But keep them in a nice sunny spot, keep them well watered. It's super simple, and you can do it in a small space.
Yep.
So you're getting rid of the back-breaking digging. Plus, if you've got a smaller area, you just need space for those 3 bags.
That's really cool, isn't it?
It is cool.
Brilliant idea.
I loved it.
£24 you are saving. You're saving even more by being in the discount club. 350063. So whilst you're on the website, there is a complete potato growing kit for £19.95. But ours, through YouGarden, we pop in that promo code UGTV1724.
Look at that.
Another £5 off and free bulbs, and that is not even incorporating, I hope I'm right, the club discount,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, if you become a club member, then you're going to save another £1.50 on that order. Now, the club membership costs you £5 to join. So, and it's £5 just that one-off payment, and that lasts you for 12 months. It's on an auto-renewal subscription, so it will automatically renew every 12 months. It will always automatically renew at £5 as well. Even if we put the membership cost up, yours will renew at £5. But what you get is 10% off every plant and accessory order. So your plants, your pots, your compost, you get 10% off all of those for the full 12 months. You can also shop the website, and we've got an outdoor living and gifts order section where you can get another 5% off those. And you get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers to use throughout the year. They all come out to you with your welcome pack. Yep. So they're there. It breaks down as £5 every 3 months that you can spend. We have over 40,000 members of that discount club. So it's a really, really good club to be a membership. I've got a membership. I've saved so much money being a club member.
So you spend £5 to get the auto renew, or £10, which is just a year.
It's just a 1-year membership.
But I can cancel my £5 if I want.
Exactly. So we always push that £5 one because obviously it's the best value. You can cancel it anytime you want.
Yeah, and just good points to you. Like it's almost like 2 years for one then if you're paying £5 rather than 10.
Yeah.
Whatever you're seeing, it's a very, very good idea. So when you're talking discount club price, that's what we're referring to. Your item number for all things potatoes, 350063. Bravo, everybody. As we move on to our blueberries, did we have a comment about cream eggs, did we, Stu? Yesterday, I did say... Is it Elaine? Elaine asked
Elena.
Elaine, I did look. Didn't I say this morning?
Yeah, you did.
I did. And for a start, I thought I was doing really well. Because I mentioned Costa was £9 for coffees.
Yes.
Greg's, there was no queue.
Nice.
So I went to a friend Greg's. I got 3 coffees and a pan au chocolat for £7.50.
Oh!
So I was like, with this excess money I've got, I'm going to... I haven't got the Greg's app. Didn't know who had one. Well, I have one on Greg. I'll go into the proper shops. It's good garage where I went to.
Yeah.
There was no cream eggs.
No cream eggs?
No.
I don't think you can get them. Honestly, I think they're only available for a short period of the year.
Do you think so?
I think that's the
case. And then I was
just
overwhelmed. You know when you take like a reactive dog into lots of people and they can't do anything and you're like, oh, they're so well behaved. It's too much, they're flooded. I felt like that in there because there was too much choice of what else might I get people. So I just did nothing.
So just walk away.
So I just walked away.
It's the best thing to do.
I was like, oh.
It's all good.
Anyway, so Elaine, no I didn't, but I did look. I promise I did look. Okay, blueberries.
Okay, so blueberries. We've got a couple of different varieties here. We're going to start off with the blueberries. I have 3 blueberry plants I've planted this year, and I'm so excited because, yes, I'm going to be growing my own blueberries, and you can do exactly that as well. They are sweet, they are juicy, and they are super berries as well.
Yep.
Look up blueberries, because the antioxidants, the vitamins included in blueberries, you probably know this already, but if you don't, have a little search. They're what's considered a superfood, aren't they? Superfood, because they are. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you eat them every day?
Yeah.
You're a good boy.
I have Weetabix every day and blueberries every day and Dairy every day.
And Dairy.
Why are we learning so much
Well,
about
there's a nice mixture.
Yeah.
Not all together.
Not all at the same time.
Okay,
Don't
good.
be so ridiculous. But the blueberries do go on my cereal.
Very good. Well, this is exactly what we can do, and this is why I've got 3 different varieties of blueberries grown in my garden, because I want to have that opportunity to be able to pick and eat my own blueberries. This one is a mid-season cropper, so somewhere around July is when you will get the get the fruits off the blueberries.
Are these fruits or are they flowers?
Those are the flowers that will have been pollinated. Every single one of those flowers then has the opportunity to be able to turn into a blueberry.
Oh, cool.
I know, right? How exciting. Once this gets established as well, and it fills out, you will get loads of flowers on here, and that is very typical of the kind of crops that you can be getting. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. I love blueberry plants because what you get as well, I mean, the foliage is beautiful. It comes out, and you can see it on the plant in here. There's bronzes and greens and colours on there, but then in autumn you get just a real fiery blaze display of the foliage colours before it drops its leaves. There's no pruning you need to do on these for the first few years, okay? So just leave them alone, let them do their thing.
Okay.
The only thing you might want to do is if there's any, little dieback that might happen, it sometimes happens, chop those off, or any crossing branches just so they're not rubbing, you might want to prune those. But generally in the first few years, don't do too much pruning, just allow them to really get established.
Okay.
After that, it's minimal pruning required. They're just an easy fruit to grow. They just want a sunny spot. They're totally winter hardy as well, so our lifetime guarantee applies for this one.
So, it's 10.79 in the club, 310-121. I'm ordering for the very first time. I don't want to go and buy my punnets at Tesco's anymore, or anywhere else. I buy this.
Yes.
What else am I buying? What else am I getting? Do I need to take it out of this pot and put it in some of our compost? Can I just leave it as that?
No, I would pot this on, to be honest with you. I mean, it'll be fine in there for a few weeks. It'll be okay, but I would pot this on. I would probably go, so it's going to get... This variety can get, a metre and a half tall. It'll spread a little bit by about maybe 75 centimetres. So I would probably go for one of our heavy-duty pots that we have available.
Okay.
I would pot, and that's what my blueberries are in. And they will live their lifetime happily in there. The reason I'm saying in a pot is because you will need ericaceous compost. Blueberries do require an ericaceous compost. If you've got, rhododendrons and azaleas and things like that growing in your garden, and they're really happy, it means that you've already got that acidic soil, so you can plant this out into a border. If you haven't got that acidic soil, then I would suggest planting it into a pot and with that ericaceous compost. It is available on our website. Now, Adam, who was here, award-winning gardener, he was saying there is a way that you can plant these into your borders, even if you haven't got that ericaceous compost. You can actually bury a pot in the ground, because then it stops the leaching of the ericaceous, the acid soil, and the more neutral soil sort of leaching in together. So there are ways around it. I would grow in a pot personally, because you can move it around, do whatever you need to do with it. Put it in the sunniest spot.
I'm with you. Okie dokie. So we'll go to the pots in just a second. But to get hold of your blueberries, you're thinking, are they pink? Yeah, coming up next. 310-122. Absolutely go for both. Heavy duty pots, goodness me, I feel like next to the professional grade compost, this is another bestseller in the history of YouGarden. 130011 heavy duty pots, Bex, for 70, and the club discount as well, $16.90.
I was just trying to think how many I've now got in my garden. I know we've had lots of pictures from our regular viewers as well who've got loads of these in their garden. I've got 3 blueberries growing. I'm going to have a 4th because I've got the pink blueberry coming. I've got a rose growing in one. I've got garlic growing in another. I've got a cordyline growing in one. An appletini, the apple tree, I've got that growing in these as well. These are awesome. First of all, for growing things in, they are commercial growing pots. Now, the reason for that is that there are drainage holes in the bottom. There are also drainage holes around the side of these as well. Go for it, Dan.
What could be absolute disaster?
What could go wrong? What could go wrong,
What
right?
could possibly go wrong, right?
So there are drainage holes around the side as well, which also means that you haven't got that worry of plants getting waterlogged.
Okay.
Because the drainage is in the bottom, but you've also got those holes going all the way around the edge as well.
Yep.
So we use these pots for growing fruit trees, apple trees, pear trees, plum trees, all of those things in. And as I just listed all the things I've got growing, they are fantastic for growing things in.
Do you have to
Super
pour this
strong.
as well?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Go on.
It all got a bit too much last time.
Too much.
Yeah.
Right.
Ah! God, you're this strong.
Am I strong?
Yeah.
No, you're not trying.
I am trying.
They're really, really strong. These handles have been moulded into place. Now, you will have seen on that video we showed you of my son picking the potatoes. We'd emptied that into one of those floppy plastic trugs.
Yeah.
The handles on those break all the time. You do not have that problem with this because they are super strong, super sturdy. You can use these for a variety of things, not just growing. I have one that I put my recycling in before it goes into the bin, you know, the big bin outside.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
one
how many
in
bottles
my...
can you get in there?
A lot.
Let me tell you.
A lot.
A lot. It's been a
There's
long
one
month.
in my shed which has got my knee pad, it's got my trowel, it's got my gloves,
Yeah.
you know, all the things, my secateurs. So when I'm doing my gardening, I go in and I take it out into the garden. It's got all the stuff in that I need. I then put all my garden waste in it. It will be one of the absolute best purchases that you make. If you think about, I always break things down to pence per use.
Yep.
Every time I buy an item of clothing, that's what I think. Like, how many times am I going to wear this? The
Yeah,
pence
yeah,
per
yeah,
use
absolutely.
maths. The pence per use maths on this will go into minus figures because you will use this all the time. I know it's not possible,
Work
but
that
you know
out,
what I mean. You know what I mean. Honestly, you'll use it all the time. I'm never without mine.
This is a great video. Because I'm going to know the location of that shed and then know where the next shot was. But you completely get the point of how useful it is. I'll try and put it back live. No, I'll just do it now under this video. Oh, there are apple trees.
This is Henry, isn't it? He's planting. He's our nursery manager, and he's planting up one of our fruit trees in here, for example. So you can see. Oh, that's the other thing I've got. It's
what?
I've got that blossom tree.
Yeah.
I've got a blossom tree planted in one of these as well. The Prunus triloba. That's the one. So yeah, you can see, look, this is how easy it is to use these. And for every different, you know, job that you've got, storage, all of those things, it's one of the best purchases you'll ever make, I promise you. Send us your pictures. I know there's loads of you that have got these, so send us some pictures of what you use your heavy-duty pots for. We'd love to see them.
What's planting in there, what's stored in there, what's been recycling, what's being shifted, who knows. 130, what's it holding down? 130011. I know you can get all sorts of accessories like little plates they can go on to wheel them around if you choose to do it that way, maybe on a patio. But of course you've got the handles too. 4 for $16.19, and just by ordering that today, you will then get the free gift as well by putting the code in. Maybe that's going to tip you over £40 to get free P&P. 130011. Right, there's loads of you already in the chat. We'll come back to you guys in a second, I absolutely promise. Back to our blueberries, where we got sidetracked down to here.
Well, so this one is a self-fertile variety, by the way, the blueberry here. So you don't need another one for it to pollinate and all the rest of it. It is self-fertile. However, if you've got another blueberry near it, it does help to increase the fruit production, and it can be any type of blueberry. The reason I say that is I think you should add the pink blueberry in as well. If you're going for that one, go for the pink blueberry too.
Could these two live in the same heavy-duty pots?
They could.
I think they're
going to get too big, personally.
Okay.
No, I would suggest planting them in separate pots. That's what I'm going to be doing with mine. So once my pink blueberry gets delivered, it will go into another heavy-duty pot and it will go with the other blueberries that I've got going. What I really am looking forward to is being able to pick my blueberries and adding my pink blueberries in there as well. It's going to look like a bowl of juicy little sweets.
It is,
I'm so excited.
Here we go. So there's a blue, 310121. Let's talk pink. Whoa, let's rock and roll. You haven't tuned into... What was that old Chris Evans show? TFI Friday.
TFI Friday.
I feel like it used to start like that, right? Dun, 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 and then it came back again. To be fair, because the cameras go rogue sometimes, it didn't take this long. It was pretty much
It was
at the start
earlier
of
yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah.
So keep up, cameras. Nevertheless. Right, pink breeze. And before yesterday, I'd never heard of pink breeze. How cool is this?
It's super cool. They are still blueberries, but they're pink.
Yep.
But you've still got vitamins and lovely, you know, goodness for you here. But they're just a pink variety variety. They're also supposed to be a bit sweeter as well. Now, I'm so excited about growing this variety because I just think it's going to be dead interesting, basically. The kids are going to get involved in it. I'm going to get them to try this. And just having that mixture of the blueberries and the pink berries going in there is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Bumper crops we're talking about here as well. This is an established plant. It is ready for you to plant out. It's going to be best in full sunshine. They're tolerant of a little bit of shade, but you do want a decent amount of sun in order to get that fruit production going on. Self-fertile again, but best again if you can plant it with another blueberry. Either 2 of your pink lemonades, or as long as it's near another blueberry, it's going to be absolutely fine.
Yep.
It does need the ericaceous compost again, so this is something that you're going to need to think about as far as planting out, whether that's in your borders, buried in an ericaceous pot, or maybe grown in the heavy-duty pot as well. If you're going for a pack of 4 and you're going for the 2 blueberries we're showing you, you've still got 2 left over to decide what you're going to do with. Ericaceous compost needed. Obviously, this is going to be perfect for pollinators, and the Royal Horticultural Society have given it that badge as well. So it's going to invite those beneficial pollinators into your garden. It's going to do what it needs to do for these plants, but it's also going to need to do what it needs to do for all the other plants in your garden.
I hope we're going in the same basket. That's how I shopped. About you.
Yes.
£7 saving. That's basically, bar a pound or 2, half the cost of your heavy-duty pots already. Maybe you're going for your potatoes.
Yeah.
They're £24 saving. Your heavy-duty pots are £16. That's £8 back in your pocket, which covers the cost of this.
I like your maths, it's good.
It's not exact science, it's still in your favour, but nevertheless, with a saving on your potato, you can get your heavy-duty pots and you can get your pink berries, if that's what you choose to do, and put it all in one transaction. You know what, that doesn't even get you over £40. Well, it's so affordable.
It's the value of what we've got going on.
Nevertheless, 310028. Right, let's do a little review for you, because we started off with the stuff we didn't see yesterday. All of you grow your owns. What are you going for? The quicker you get them home, the quicker you can start growing. The gooseberry that we started the whole show with. Here we go. 310053. This is only $8.99. Let's get hold of yours. And that double up deal in the red box, 2 for $14.98. But if you put 2 in your basket and don't put in the offer code YGTV 1724, you won't get your free gift. So pop that code in and you'll get those 75 bulbs worth $9.99 for free, and 1 of your gooseberries for half price. 310053. From gooseberries to honeyberries. These look so intriguing. Imagine these growing alongside your blueberries and your pinkberries. I think it's such a wonderful superfruit mix that you'll be harvesting at home year after year. 310070, your item number. That is only $8.99. And again, the double up is available there. Only £5 more for a second one. And still the same P and P, unless you get to 40, and then it's free P and P. Now then, just to recap on those blueberries, already super popular this morning. Get your heavy duty pots. Maybe you've already got your heavy duty pots and you're looking at them right now thinking, there's one, ready for my blueberries. 310121 will bring you the mid-season blueberries. $11.99, already established, already comes in a 3-litre pot, which Bex was saying, leave it in there for a few weeks, and then you move it on into your ericaceous compost, and off you go. 310121. And the pinkberries, the plinkberries, what else are we calling them?
Blinkberry.
Blinkberry, pinkberry, what's
a blueberry.
Blueberry. Blook. Anyway, more importantly, look what it looks like. 310022. You didn't see them just staring blankly at each other, just going blue, blue, blue. It's like me and my French. Test. 310028. 719. The most affordable item we've shown you so far. Not the most affordable item on the show, after all, but just letting you know bits and bobs that can maybe get you to £40 to get free P and P. That big saving, that £24 saving is on the Grow Your Own potatoes. Here they are, the collection, the 3 different varieties, and you get the fertilizer, and you get the 3 bags. To put it in some perspective, those big, strong, green bags are worth the best part of £15 in total. So for $14.95, you then get the 3 varieties of potatoes and the bag of fertilizer worth every single penny for year after year again. 350063, and that saves you £24. So if you're going to take that saving and use them towards your heavy duty pots, then why not do that today? Here they come, 30 litre, 4 of them, 130011. A couple more pound off, £17.99, even more off for the club, £16.19. And then, what else do you need? You mentioned compost. Is this the right compost?
This is the right compost for your potatoes.
My potatoes.
Yeah, absolutely, because you've got the kit with your potatoes, you've got the bag, you've got the seed potatoes, you've got the potato fertiliser. The only other thing you need to add to your order is your premium professional compost. 1 order of this, am I right, Stu? I am, aren't I? 1 order of this is going to be enough for your potato kit.
All 3?
All 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend, multi-ordering on this. You can never have enough of this, to be honest with you, because you're going to use it for your hanging baskets, you're going to be doing very soon. You're going to be planting out your dahlias very soon. I've got several bags of this waiting for all of those jobs because I'm so excited about getting it. So excited. Yeah, this is the premium professional compost. This is the compost we use here at the nursery.
Yes, indeed.
So anything that we pot on, we grow here at the nursery, it is all planted in this. Our business is growing plants. We are not going to use a inferior product in order to do that. Our head gardener he is so on it when it comes to the quality, the health of plants. In fact, those choices there, can you see? They have got the premium, this one here. Premium professional compost. You can see that in there. Look, that is our premium professional compost. Anything that we pot on, anything that we grow here, it is this compost we use. And it's because it is absolutely packed with vital ingredients for your compost. Things like, there's 50% composted wood fibre in here. You can see all these wonderful fibrous bits of material in here. This is composted wood fibre. 50% of it, what this does is it gives it this lovely, light, airy texture. It allows for roots to be able to get in there, to grow, to develop, create a really strong root system. It gives room for oxygen to get around those roots because that's really vitally important for the health of those roots. If you've got a good root structure, you've got a healthy plant. It's going to be able to deal then with pests and diseases, differing weather conditions, any stresses on the plant. If it's got a strong, healthy root system, it's going to be able to deal with those a little bit better, isn't it? Look, so this is a little experiment. So our premium professional compost, check out the root structure on there. And this is just a standard compost, and you can see the difference. Same batch, same bedding plants, all we did was use a different compost. Above ground, they both look all right, don't they? Right now.
Green there looks all right.
But as they get bigger, as they grow on, which one is going to be better? Which one's going to give you more flowers, more fruit production? Of course, it's going to be one with the stronger root system. So the other ingredients we've got in here, now there are loads of little green balls that you're going to find within here. These are not snail's eggs. Somebody reviewed the product, bless them, Philip it was, I don't think it's our regular Philip. It wasn't him. He knows. Somebody reviewed and said, great compost, but there was loads of green snail eggs in there. They're not snail eggs, guys. These are the slow-release fertiliser balls. These are going to stay active for a good 5 to 6 months, feeding your plants as and when they need it. Please don't stop doing your water-based feed. We have an amazing product called Blooming Fast. Get yourself some of that. It will really help. But for your plants to be able to access food as and when they need it, that is really, 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 really important. Really important. We've got a pH buffer in here. Sounds a bit scientific.
Go on.
All we need to understand with that is that it puts the alkalinity and acidity level at just the right point for the majority of your plants to live in. Houseplants included, by the way. I've repotted all of my houseplants in this and they're happy. But the majority of things that you're planting into your garden, obviously we have a few exceptions today, like the blueberries. They need ericaceous compost.
We'll tell you if it does.
Coming up, they need ericaceous. But for, I would say, about 98% of the things you plant, this is the compost you need. There are 2 composts that you need. Please don't get bamboozled by all of those bags that are all colourful that tell you they've got added this and added that.
These are our bags.
You don't need to. 2 composts you need. This or the ericaceous compost. And I promise you, if there was a better compost, our head gardener would be insisting that we use it. This is the one that he insists we use.
You're completely right, because obviously he wants people to as we all do, like to have a quality product that will grow and bloom and to eat or to look delightful as it would do.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he, if he's using it this now, then at home to be able to you to have the same thing?
Well, if you think that we offer that winter hardy guarantee,
Yep.
so anything that's winter hardy has a lifetime guarantee. I don't know of any other company that offers that. If there is, please tell me, but I've never seen another company that offers that. That's the confidence that he has in the quality of the plants that our head gardener supplies here.
Yep.
So if he's got that confidence in it, it's because he knows how good this compost is, and this is why he wants you to use this as well, because this is going to give those plants everything they need.
You know what's amazing when you get advice like that? You know when people are experts in their field and they tell you something, you're like, oh, that's a little life hack, I love it.
Yeah.
Like when people work at McDonald's or whatever and they say if you're ordering a burger, order it without gherkins because they've got to make it fresh.
Fresh, yeah.
Stuff like that, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll do that. Like it reminds me, my other half's dad runs a car auction site. And he has done, been his life, car auctions. And he's like, always, if you can, go for the premium petrol, the premium diesel. It's a little bit more expensive, but it looks after it. It's not full of all the rubber, like saying potentially.
Yeah.
Like it's worth it. He's like, that's what I do. It's what I recommend to other people. So to practice what you preach, and then for you guys at home to have the exact stuff that we are talking about, that the professionals use to have access to, it's worth. And as you were saying, like, as in, there is more affordable compost out there, but there's a reason.
Yeah, there is, and we often highlight this. You know, what we do with this though is you've got the club discount. So join the club, you'll get £2.50 off this. That's half your club membership for starters. You get a free gift included with your purchase if you use that code YGTV1724. That's worth £10. So when you start to break down that, we're actually incredibly competitive when you look at those cheaper ones out there. But you get what you pay for. And that's the really important thing. If I fed my kids the cheapest, food all the time that isn't vitamin rich and all the rest of it, they are going to suffer, of course. We need our 5 a day, and it's the same for your plants. You don't want to scrimp when it comes to, the compost you use.
Best fighting chance, absolutely. But as I was hearing in my earphones too there, you're not at the garden centre with one of those trolleys wheeling it around the whole thing with lots of bags on it, then you take it out to the car and you've got to return the bag, or maybe you're on the bus, or maybe you're carrying it.
And the bag splits in the car and you've got to get the vacuum out to hoover it up.
Exactly. These will be delivered to your door if you get over £40 for free. If you don't, you're just going for this. Oh yeah, postage included.
Yeah, postage included.
Postage included, of course. Anyway, 100125, and if you want a multi-order, 4 bags, 6 bags, 8 bags, go for it. Or maybe this is the item that gets you over £40 and everything else is going to be free postage. And use the code YGTV1724. Away you go. There you go, 100125. Victoria in our ear has saying about using them for orchids.
Yeah, no, you
don't use it for orchids.
So orchids are definitely a specialist. My son actually just bought me an orchid for Mother's Day this year. I was like, you've bought me a really difficult plant to look after. I've killed every orchid I've ever owned.
You like gardening, you're right.
But no, I'm on it now. It's looking great. But yeah, there is a specialist one for orchids, so I wouldn't use it for that. Okay. I've used it for, I'm just thinking about all my other houseplants. I've used it for every other houseplant I've got, but yeah, there are a couple of specialist ones out there that you wouldn't use this for. Okay, there you go. But as you said, 98%. Yeah. And we're off. Yeah. One other question from the chat as well. Who's that from? Philip says, Bex, why do you get plants delivered if you just work at YouGarden? Why can't you just pick them up? Yeah, you know what? I mean... It's like anything. We were just talking about being down the garden centre. We'll deliver it to your door. Exactly. Yes, thanks. Yes, I get them delivered direct to my door, which is absolutely brilliant. I don't have to mess up my car and get them. And, I'm just like you. I have to buy the stuff as well. I don't get it all for free. So, I am genuinely a club member and I place an order as and when I can. I love that. Good question. Yeah, it's a good question. But why were they going to deliver to my door? Philip, I wish they'd let me take all the plants home. Of course, I wish they'd let me take... I'd have a car full every time I came to the potting sheds, which is probably why they don't let me take them home for free. Not again, she's in. Nevertheless, she took it all. 125, she took it all. There's no treble left. Just in your pocket every time, like Andy Dufresne. Okay, let's continue on this way, shall we? Yeah, we're going to go to... the ones we were just talking about, weren't we? Yeah, so this, as you can see, it's got the premium professional compost in here. So this just highlights what we're talking about with that premium professional compost. Now, Choicea is fantastic.
Beautiful.
The smell that's coming off those flowers at the moment, I don't even need to get close to it because I can smell that. It's known as Mexican orange blossom because it has this lovely kind of, it's an almost citrusy scent that you're getting
really
from
sweet,
it.
aren't they?
Now, it isn't a double up deal or anything, but we just wanted to show you both of these because these are kind of indicative of what you might receive. You might get one with a few more flowers, you might get one with a bit of newer growth going on there, but we don't want to show you something and then you be disappointed or when you get it home. This is potentially what you can receive. Now, at this time of year, sort of April, May into June time, Choicea gets absolutely smothered in these beautiful, beautiful flowers. It really does get covered in it. And the fragrance coming from there is absolutely incredible. It's lush and it's evergreen as well. So I've got quite a few sort of deciduous plants because I love acers. So they drop their leaves all the time. So I need to make sure I've got a mixture of evergreen plants in my garden. Choicea is in my garden because it has that lovely, lush, evergreen colour to it. It also changes, I mean, mine's not this variety, but it's got kind of yellows and greens to it. It does change the colour of the foliage on there as well throughout the year. It's winter hardy. It's got our lifetime guarantee. What that means is that there's mine, look.
Oh, wow.
That was taken just a couple of weeks ago.
They get so big, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they can
do. Kids grow up, right?
They're relatively slow growing, so they don't like take over. And what I've done with this one, you can see sort of at the bottom, I'm sort of fashioning a lot of my plants into sort of standard shapes. I'm taking away the bottom parts of it, so that then I can underplant. I can get more plants in my garden, basically. It could just be a full bush right from floor upwards, but I'm taking away some of the lower bits so that I can get more plants underneath.
Cool. Yeah, why not?
It's up to you what you want to do. This can get to probably, I mean, if you want it to, it could probably get to 2.5 metres height and spread. But you can easily maintain it into a smaller size if you want to. As you can see from my picture, I just gently prune mine occasionally. If I get a side shoot coming off, I just chop that away and keep it nice and sort of compact in that way.
Keep them in line.
Yeah, keep them in line, absolutely.
Well, right too.
It's an ideal plant, I think, for any garden, but specifically for beginner gardeners because it requires very little attention, very little maintenance, an occasional little prune just to keep it in check. It's drought tolerant as well once it gets established. Obviously, when you plant this out, I'd obviously water it well to let it get established. After then, if you go on holiday for 2 weeks in the summer, your Choicea is not going to give up the ghost on you. It will carry on. It will be absolutely fine. It thrives in a full sun position. Mine is in the sunniest border that I've got, but it can cope with a part shade position as well. As long as it gets a little bit of sun, then you'll be fine. But really, really easy, really lush, beautiful evergreen. And the fragrance, you just had a little sniff, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It is, I mean, it's heavenly. It is citrusy. It's not too sweet. It's got a nice sort of citrus smell to it, and it's just beautiful, really lovely.
So whether you go for 1 or 2, the Choicea is yours.
Very good. Well done.
Is that what Joe said? Did Joe say that once?
He comes out with some things sometimes.
Isn't that Graham from Blind Date used to say that?
Is it?
The choice is yours.
The choice is yours. Oh,
the
yeah,
choice
he did, yeah. The choice
is
yours.
Okay, and for more affordable than 3 coffees from Costa, that's $8.99.
There you go.
511-495. I won't let that go. Let's continue on. Can we talk about fragrance?
Yeah. Chocolate fragrance.
Chocolates.
How cool is that? You can grow cosmos that's got a chocolate fragrance to it. I think that's super exciting.
Blows your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you like the unusual or different, like the pink berries, for example. I know that the flowers got a lot of like wonderful structure and architecture and some like Japanese-inspired flowers on the show. This is right up there, isn't it? And I love that. In fact, there's the one right on the end.
Euphorbia.
Euphorbia. We've got a couple of them, haven't we?
Yes.
This, the colour-wise, really speaks to me much like that does.
Yeah, absolutely, because you've got that lovely kind of bed of green foliage at the bottom, but then you get these lovely tall stems coming out of the top of there, holding those flowers up above the top, just gently swaying in the breeze. They're really beautiful. So cosmos are... I mean, I always think of them as like a wildflower garden, you know, they've got a real sort of cottage garden feel to them.
Meadow-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, very meadow-esque, absolutely. Love the colour of those. They're a kind of rich maroon colour, but it kind of matches that kind of chocolate fragrance as well, doesn't it? It is sort of velvety foliage on there as well. They are free flowering. You get so many flowers from these. And they are an absolute magnet for pollinating insects. The pollinators absolutely adore these. They're a slightly shorter variety of cosmos as well. I know some cosmos can get quite tall, can't it? It can get sort of at least 3, maybe even 4 feet tall. This one, we're only talking maybe a couple of feet in height. So this might work perfectly, you know, for those smaller gardens or maybe middle to front of borders. Mix those in. Yep. I think those mixed in around some Rudbeckia and things like that will look really, really pretty.
This feels like a good time to ask you about delivery as well, and the little greenhouses they arrive in.
Yeah, so you can see these lovely little greenhouses that they come in. Now, this packaging is fully recyclable, so this can go into your recycling at home, which is brilliant. We're trying to be as very environmentally conscious as we can here. And now these little plugs that you can see, these have been grown on by our expert growers, and what we can see, just check out the root structure on the bottom of there. You can see those roots coming out.
Is it time for a squeeze and a tease or not yet?
No. Do you know what?
No.
I only squeeze and tease when you can see, when you can see that the roots are starting to sort of circle around,
so these aren't yet.
when they're going in a spiral. Because what will happen if it's going in a spiral and you plant it in the ground, the roots will probably continue to go in that spiral. Yeah. You don't want them to do that. You want them to spread. That one is absolutely fine. So I would not need to squeeze and tease that.
Okay.
What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take it and I'm going to pot it on. And I'm going to do it.
What are you
right
going to pot it on into?
You. Well, you can do it in whatever pot you have at home. You can use, so this is our This is part of our Skelly tray system.
Yep.
So these are the biodegradable pots.
Pop a little cream egg right in there, couldn't you?
So I put my premium professional compost in, made a little hole in the centre, and then we're going to pop those in there.
1 per pot?
1 per pot, yes, absolutely. So then we're going to put that on a windowsill somewhere. We're going to water it, we're going to look after it, and then once the chances of frosts have passed, we can then plant this out. I can actually, if you use the biodegradable pot, you can just plant the pot.
Just plunk that straight in.
Just put that in the ground.
By the way, if you want the biodegradable pots, you get 12 of them. Do you get the trays as well?
You get the tray as well, yeah. So let me grab that.
Nice one, nice one, nice one.
So you get the 12 pots included, you get the tray, and then we also sell refills of the pots as well. So obviously you don't need to keep buying the trays. So it's really easy, and the benefit of doing that is that when you plant the Jiffy Bio pot out, you're not disturbing the roots.
Feels like
so that means
doesn't it? Feels like a wafer.
Well, that's like a wafer from an ice cream.
You can't eat.
I mean, it's just cardboard, but please don't eat it.
Okay.
It won't taste very nice.
It's really tempting. Really tempting. It's weirdly tempting.
But then you don't get any root disturbance when you're planting this out, because obviously that can stress the plant out. So you're literally just taking the pot and planting it. So that's a really good system to have.
Love that. There you go. And that's again. Equally to the most affordable item we've shown you so far, but not the most affordable item on the show yet. $7.99. Right, they lived over there, didn't they?
They did.
Keep going, Bex. Keep going.
So once you planted that and you've left it on the windowsill, we're sure that all the frost has passed. You can then plant that into its final location, wherever that might be.
Chocolate Cosmos on the screen. 480735. Absolutely delightful. Of course, you can recap on YouGarden.com. We have a show page for all of this. We put in the same. Of course, you can look through every single plant that's in stock right now. Of course, you can. But all the ones we're talking about here, absolutely, it will take you a while. Whatever you're shopping for, you can get it all on this show page, and your free postage. Pass, I went very posh there.
You did, didn't you?
Free postage over £40 is still applicable. There we go. For everything. So anything else you're going to pop in there. But that's where you can spy it all. I hope you're in the club already. If not, it's well worth it. The odds are you'll pay off that £5 in your very first order. And then maybe you'll never come back again. I bet you do, because you'll say, absolutely, we know you will, and that's what we want you to do. That's why it's always so affordable. There you go, not forgetting you get the 5 times vouchers 4 times a year, so basically £20 on us to do with whatever you want to do with, probably shopping on our website. No, that's a £20 note in the post. Nevertheless, let's continue on. Hypericum.
St John's wort.
I was trying to remember, yeah. I was trying to how you say it.
Hypericum.
Hypericum.
Miracle attraction, this one. I'm a big fan of this one, and particularly once you see this sort of later in the year, because you get gorgeous yellow flowers on here, but you also get berries and blooms all at the same time, and there's so much interest that happens on this. You get flowers and fruit, so the flowers start around June. Yeah, look at that. Imagine that on a fully established metre by metre size plant, and you'll get loads of those. So this starts flowering around around June time. You get these lovely flowers, but then you can see those berries appearing as well, and you get different shades of colours of those berries, yellows, greens, pinks, maroons, and they are absolutely stunning, honestly. The stamens on that flower, I think, are really impressive too. So it wants a sunny position. If you can give it a good sunny position, that's really going to help. It's fully winter hardy. This is tough as old boots, this one. It's not one you're going to need to worry about. Has that lifetime guarantee. Incredibly easy to grow. It's actually used as a cut flower as well in floral displays, because you can cut the stems off here, and you're not just cutting the flowers, you're cutting the stem, which has got the foliage, it's got the berries. It's really, really interesting to add that into cut flower displays as well. So the flowers will start around June time, and they'll keep going for you, July, August, September. And it's around sort of August that those berries start to form as well. And honestly, this was so interesting. And it was around September, October time when we were bringing this to you, and I was seeing it out when I was doing my dog walks in other people's gardens. It is. I spy on other people's gardens.
You're walking your dog in other people's gardens?
When I take my dog walks,
I mean, I heard what you heard.
Everyone does it, right? I'm not unusual. We all look at other, not like.
When I was walking my dog in other people's gardens. Quiet, please. Shush. Don't mow your lawn yet. Shh. He's nearly done.
I always have a little look, because I love seeing what other people are doing in their gardens.
Of course you do.
When I go around to somebody's house for the first time,
straight in.
Can we go and have a look in your garden?
Can we? Can we?
Other people want to show you their new house. Let me give you the tour of the house. I'm like, can we just go in the garden?
You know what I don't understand? You know when people have hot tubs?
Right.
And they always put them in the back garden?
Yeah.
Why does no one put them in the front?
Because you're going to go out there in your bikini.
It's your garden. It's only you that's walking past having a look in. So then your back garden can be used for other stuff, but you've got some will have a nice big front garden, and they're often not utilised to the maximum.
No, they aren't actually. No, you're right.
Yeah, so if you're
next time, hot tub in the front garden.
Who cares?
I'm in my bikini.
Get one of those nice little trellis things over the top, make it a whole thing. Keep an eye on your car at the same time.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Do that in your next house.
Sure.
Okay. Where were we?
I'll do a paddling pool. Just sat there. I said I would.
Sat in your paddling
pool.
I
would, Bex. Get your dog off my garden. Just continue.
Yeah, I was looking at the Hypericum miracle attraction in other people's gardens, and honestly, I think it's one of the prettiest plants. It is. It can be deciduous in certain areas, semi-evergreen in milder climates as well. So if you do live in the milder areas, this might keep its leaves all year round, but in colder areas, it might drop its leaves. But then it just comes back, and it is reliable. And it's a really long-lived perennial. This one will come back for you for many years. 510-890-1079 in the club. Beautiful. Okay, bulbs mauves. Wow, this was referenced yesterday sort of by mistake and was one of the most popular additional items going into baskets. So let's show it a little bit more love, shall we? Absolutely beautiful. And by the way, if you had a hot tub in your front garden, it would feel like people are on holiday. You know, when you're walking to the breakfast and there's a pool there and this, I think people quite like that vibe. I'd love it. If I had enough space in my front garden and enough money to buy a hot tub, when I can afford it, Dan, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to reference you.
And then it's like, and then we're all like, oh yeah, holiday vibes.
When my husband's like, why are we putting it in the front garden? It's Dan's idea.
Husband's like, can we not pay the mortgage? Why we spend it on this?
Can I have a new car, please? No, you can
like,
drive that beat up old thing.
What? Can't hear you from over here. Why is the water so cold?
Right, so bulbs mauve.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little thing with this. So I've decided on the 21st of every month, I'm going to take a picture or a little video of my bulbs mauve.
What's the date now? Missed it.
I've done it this month. I've done it for this month.
Okay, cool.
So I've got one for last month, one for this month. I videoed this morning before I left the house. This is the bulbs mauve that I'm going to do every month on the 21st. I'm going to take a picture and a little video of this. And I'm going to put it on my social media because what I want to show you is how long this thing flowers for. It is phenomenal. So we say 10 months of colour here. Right. We say February right the way through to October. However, I'm going to tell you that I had flowers on mine every single month of the year. Admittedly, in December, it was only one flower spike, but there was a flower on there. Nevertheless, there was a flower.
Story.
Obviously, at this time of year, it is floriferous, as you can see from that little video from this morning.
What a word.
So many flowers on here, and I really love the colour graduation that you get with the bulbs mauve.
Very pretty,
because you've got shades of lilac in there, shades of purple. I think it's really interesting. Super easy to look after. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. They have deemed it garden worthy, easy to grow in our UK gardens. Pollinators absolutely adore it. They've given it their Perfect for Pollinators badge as well. And you just get these flowers that rise up out of the foliage. Now, you do want a deadhead occasionally. I didn't do massive deadheading on mine, to be honest with you. It just didn't require it. You might see a couple of flowers fade. If you go and cut those off, then it will encourage more flower production. But this really does know how to flower and flower for a really long time. And it's a beautiful shade as well. I love those colours.
Now, you get 3 for £10.77. Let's talk club. 3 for £10.77. You can get 1 if you want to, if that works better for you. Is it 1 for £9.99? 78p. That's even, yeah. There it is. Yeah. For 78p, you get 3.
Yeah.
I hope you're going to do that.
Yeah.
I hope you're going to. It's the same P&P.
Yeah, I mean, it's at £18. I mean, it's a big saving on this one. And having 3 of these is wonderful because you can plant them together. Though what I've done, so I've only got 2. I've only got 2 for some reason. I don't know why I've only got 2 rather than 3. But I've got them on opposite borders.
Okay.
And I think that's probably a good way of doing it because this will grow. It'll get to about 60 centimetres height, and we're just talking about those flower spikes. It keeps a nice sort of dense mound of foliage underneath it, but it'll spread by a good probably 40, 50 centimetres.
Yeah.
So if you planted all 3 of those together, obviously you can fill a really nice area all the way along the front of a border. Maybe that'll spread out and be gorgeous.
Very pretty.
But because you're getting 3, you could dot these around as well.
Isn't it divine?
It is divine. It's one of my favourites. It's one of my real favourites.
It's a lovely, pastel lilac, isn't it? Really, really pretty. 560-069-1077 for 3. It's 1 for £9.99. We go there. We use the code. That even if you're not getting to £40, you will still get the 75 free bulbs in there.
That's it, yeah.
Too.
Worth £9.99.
UGTV 1724. There you go. One more on this table, which is all things Dahlia.
Yeah, Dahlia. I'm so excited about Dahlia season. It's coming. It's not far away. Yeah, I've got quite a few Dahlias growing. I don't have these, and I've got 30 growing. I planted 34. I lost 4.
Right.
I've got pom-pom dahlias, Rebecca's World. I've got the blackberry ripple. I've got so many going on. But those are the taller varieties of dahlias. Okay, this is a slightly shorter variety of dahlia. Okay. So my dahlias are probably going to get to a good sort of 90 centimetres metre height. Okay. These shouldn't get that tall. We are only talking maybe 45, 50 centimetres. So that might be a real keen benefit for some people out there.
Okay.
You might have smaller spaces. You might want to, in fact, maybe you've got the taller dahlias, but you want to have the shorter dahlias to go in front of them.
Whoa,
that would be amazing,
big
wouldn't
flowers.
it? Yeah, they're beautiful. And I love the colour. I love the shape of these. You've sort of got double flowers. And then you've got this lovely sort of fuzzy bit in the centre. Yeah. It really stands out. Love the colour of these. They're really easy to grow as well. So these are delivered to you as plug plants.
Do these need a squeeze and a tease?
Yeah, so I reckon that one particular.
I see round and rounds.
Look, so it's slightly going round and round in the bottom of that one.
Yep, okay.
So what I tend to do with this is I give them a little squeeze because we want to be gentle. We don't want to damage those roots too much. And by squeezing, what we're doing is just loosening that up a little bit. And then we're going to just tease those roots nice and gentle until you start seeing, yeah, look, it's starting here. So we're going to start seeing those roots starting to come away. Yeah, look, there's one there coming. It might take a little bit of extra attention, and that's all you sort of need to do. Once you've got a couple of those roots pointing outwards and downwards, there we go. Then we're going to plant that. I wouldn't probably do much more than that because I don't want to damage those roots, but just by moving those, that is now going to encourage those roots to go out and down rather than continue going round and round. It's a nice little tip. It works for me anyway.
It's fun. Oh, hey, double up deal.
Double up deal.
Let's get 12. Let's get 12 for £16.99 at 401521. Hey, Stu, it's 2 for £16.99. Would I then get another 10% off that in the club? Right,
yeah, we just can't fit the 2 discount prices.
No, that's
on
a
the
lot
screen.
of numbers.
That's a lot of numbers.
Can't do that.
No.
But it'll all show you on the website after all, but it is more affordable. Okay, 401521. What are you thinking?
I just wanted to say how long the dahlias flower for, because this is why we love dahlias in the garden, because they just go all summer long, July, August, September, October, and they just keep flowering. The more you cut the flowers, bring them indoors, have indoor displays, you know, deadhead, the more you'll get flowers from here. And you can overwinter these as well. They will form the tubers. You can then overwinter them like you would with other dahlias for next year. Rightio,
let's recap those item numbers. I've got some questions about compost as well. We'll come back to that in just a second. But Tricia, that first one we showed you on this favourites table is in stock for you. You've already got £5 off anyway. Being in the club today, £8.99, and away we go. 511495. Very, very pretty, great size there. Talking fragrance, you want to get hold of the Chosmos, as I was going to say. Chocmoss. Cosmos collection. 6 plug plants in there for you. Again, $11.69. 480735. Beautiful colours anyway, but that chocolate fragrance just really tips it over the edge, doesn't it? Hypericum, the Miracle Attraction, is also available for you. This is that one that's used in flower arranging. This is that one as well with a beautiful, striking, almost like out of this world-esque flowers, plus the fruits. 510890. Now then, the triple pack of Bowls Mauve. Bex, with hers, flowered every single month of the year. How exciting is that opportunity? 560069 to get hold of yours. One of these is $9.99. 3 of them is $10.77. So for 78p more, it means you're in the club and it's just a different item number. Same P&P, 560069. But use that code YGTV1724. That means you can absolutely get hold of everything available for you, and in each of those purchases you will get the free gift as well of 75 anemone bulbs. Okie dokie. The Dahlia where we just were, don't forget to double up. It means you put 2 quantities in there and then we will send you double, but not for double the price, for half the price. 701521. Only $11.69 or $16.99 for 2. So on the website, YouGarden.com, this Thursday morning, right now if you wish to, don't worry, Sean's back in stock on Sunday, you put the item number in for dahlias and there they are, good news, and then that's your basket and you're on your way. Add to basket, view basket, and then you go, well, hang on a minute, oh, the potatoes are already in there, why not? I'll up the quantity, but I haven't put the code in yet, have I? So $25.98 times that discounted price by 2. So you have YGTV 1724. If you're on the phones, quote it to them, YGTV 1724, and then £8.50 each rather than 12 odd each, and then another item's added in there, the anemone bulbs, 75 of them, they are added in there for free, and then you think, well, hang on a minute, I'm a club member, aren't I? Let's get 10% off the potatoes, 10% off the dahlias, 10% off your compost. You absolutely can do, add to basket. You could be doing a fancy basket. Put everything in there and check out your saving. Absolutely great. There you go. Order total $56.92 and no postage because you nipped over £40 in that one transaction. Listen, if you check out more than once, use the code more than once. You can check out tomorrow, use that exact same code this week. You will still get another 75 bulbs for free. There's so many, it's such a wonderful place to go. That's very, very clear. I don't know if you've been on other websites, right? Sometimes it's a bit more complicated. It's very, very clear what happens.
It's super simple when you're placing those orders, and it really makes it quite easy to play around with your basket as well to get the best value. Perhaps you're trying to get multiple free gifts. You can really easily play around with it and adjust it so that you can get the best thing for you.
It's mad when you talk to people. Like, my mum knows I do bits and bobs for gardening. She maybe thinks it's from Ida World or whatever I'm doing. And I was up there the other day, they've in Nottingham, bought a new hose.
Yeah.
I was like, I got a new hose, cool. She said, yeah, I got it from YouGarden. I'm like, do you shop with YouGarden?
Does she watch?
She's like, she doesn't watch, no.
Oh, you're going to have to get her to watch.
But she shops.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe I should have told her I was on.
Yes, you should have done.
Nevertheless, so YouGarden.com and off we go.
She should be watching. She loves being in the garden.
Jane!
Jane!
She likes growing her own.
Get involved. Does she?
Tomatoes at the moment.
I'm so excited. Tomato season's coming. Soon. Soon. If you're looking for tomatoes, it's coming soon. Okay, now, we're talking about Karen. Karen!
Karen!
Where are you, Karen?
Karen said about pots.
Yes, Karen!
Oh, are these heavy duties?
Yeah, those are all the heavy duty pots she's got there. Wowza, she's got loads of
some
strokes going on. Yeah, look at that. That
Love
looks
it.
good, Karen.
Thank you so much.
Why are we showing pictures from Karen? Because she's got the Diablo pots. I've got those too.
Oh, I recognise those at the front. Yeah, just by the step.
Ceanothus standard. In fact, that's 2 Ceanothus, isn't it? 2 Ceanothus standard. Yeah, that does look like a bay at the front there.
I wonder what trees are growing.
Ah, Karen!
That is...
Yes,
are they
mate,
lights
that's
around it
exactly
as well?
what I was talking about.
Not festive lights, are they?
They
They're
might
little
be.
Santa Clauses. Or are they little butterflies? Little
they look
bees.
They look like
and a
little
massive...
butterflies.
Something at the top.
Yeah, I love this. I love the step ladder idea. This is
Karen,
exactly
this
what I'm
is
talking
so
about.
cool.
Love it.
Isn't it? And those pots...
Yeah.
I mentioned there's an item on the show, the most affordable item on the show, the item that will tip you over £40. Oh, hang on a minute, we're coming back to the screen.
We're coming back.
Look at that lawn.
Oh yeah, the Hendricks, she got those from us as
Karen,
well.
what's the secret to that lawn? Looks well, doesn't
Karen,
it?
those black ones, are they from QVC? Are those the, oh no, those are the Tuscans.
Is that a hot tub?
No, that's a fish pond. Fish pond. Oh, look at that Acer. I've got that one.
I got that one.
I got that one too. Torino pots, yes, sorry, that's what we're talking about, isn't
I
it?
love it that Karen's using her pond as a hot tub. Hope it's in the front garden.
Thank you for your pictures, Karen. You know how much we love those. And she has used those Torino pots. This is the deal that we've got, and this is the most affordable item that we have on our show.
So, you can get one. Let's go old school. You can get one for £4. Brilliant news. You're in the club,
Great.
$3.59.
Love it. Great, handy little pot, that.
And then you put a code in.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost me anything to put a code in.
Nope.
And I get another 2 and some bulbs for the exact same price.
Absolutely free, yeah.
Even if you want one, get 3.
Well, I'm going to suggest...
Be more Karen.
Go for multiples of these. So if you put 2 in your basket, we'll put 4 in for free.
Okay.
If you put 3 in your basket, we'll put 6 in for free. This is brilliant. Oh, so this is other Karen.
Other Karen.
Who did this.
So Karen would have ordered 3 pots and received 9.
Yes, that's exactly it. And that looks great, doesn't it? Can you imagine? We saw this yesterday, didn't we? Can you imagine that with like some petunias or something in each of those pots and then just trailing over the edge? That would just be like a little wall of colour going on there. Now, Karen, I think she said she doesn't know what she's putting in there yet. Exactly that. You don't have to know what you're going to put in these. These are going to be really, really handy. I love the size of them because they're easily changed over. It doesn't take loads of compost. It's not going to cost loads of money to constantly change these over throughout the season. So you can have your winter bedding in, your summer bedding. You can put some spring bulbs in here. You can put them, I've got lots of these little pots that I put around bigger pots to create that lovely tiered effect. I've got little pots that I'm putting on my table outside because we're not using it at the moment. It's not warm enough to sit out there and eat. So I've got a display of all my pots all over the table. Every time I look out of my kitchen window, I'm looking at flowers on that table. I just think they're really handy and useful to have. $3.99 is the label on the bottom there for one of these. They've got the drainage on them. They've got those little lips so you can easily move them around. And the colour, the brushed kind of copper colour that you've got in here is really pretty and will fit into any kind of gardening colour scheme that you've got going on.
This is absolutely a secret weapon on this show. Obviously, it's extremely useful anyway and hardy, etc., etc., etc. But if your basket is at £37 and you want to save you 6.99 P&P, you put this in and you save 6.99 P&P. Yeah. And then you get
pots and you spend less money.
Pots and pots and pots.
Yeah.
130272. And make Bex happy.
Please make me happy.
Send us right now, we'd love you to, more pictures of your garden. The front garden, the back garden. Pretend that Bex is walking down your street and she wants to just look over the hedge, but can't do it too obviously, because that's weird. Go, oh, the dog stops. Oh, let's have a look. What's going on over there? Oh, you want to go in there? Go, okay. Why is she shinning up a fence?
I do love it.
They're 6 foot for a reason, Bex.
I do love it.
Everyone does it. Everyone does it. Nevertheless, we'd love to see. Go on, show off what have you got potted, what's going on, what's growing, what's the plan. Have you got some step ladders out there?
Yes!
What's your secret to your lawn?
I was just thinking we had to buy some new step ladders and I bet my husband's got rid of the old ones. I could have done that. Yeah, I've got rid of it straight away, won't he?
Efficient.
He is quite efficient.
Anyway, the email address is on the bottom of the screen. You can always post it on our Facebook page, but ygtv@yougarden.com. We'd love for you to share, particularly if there's some pots in there. Or even if there's not, go for it. Karen says those pots were from QVC.
They
I love this
were they
interaction.
the Grumpy Gardener ones? I think they're the Grumpy Gardener black ones. If they are, let me know, because I really like those.
Karen, how often are you in your pond? Let me know. Just a koi floating around. How did you get in here? Can we talk compost, please?
We absolutely can. This is one of, well, it's not one of, it is the most popular item that we bring on YouGarden. Not just YouGarden TV, but YouGarden in general. This is the item that we sell the most of. And it's because it is brilliant.
Now then, right, okay, Bex.
Yes. What?
Am I planting in my dahlias in this?
Yes.
Am I planting in my Bowls Mauve in this? Am I planting in my Hypericum in this? I knew. Yes. I already knew this was a bad idea. Thinking this is going to be in this.
Yes.
Yes. Chocolate Cosmos.
Yes.
Choice, yeah.
Yes. We're going.
Potatoes.
Yes.
Yes. Gooseberries.
Yes.
Honeyberries.
Yes.
Blueberries.
No.
Pinkberries.
No.
No. Okay. I know we're going to get there. Camellia.
Yes.
Euphorbia.
Yes.
Black Pearl and
Yes.
Euphorbia minus Merlot.
Yes.
How about these at the back?
Yes.
You kind of get the idea, right? That was about 98% of the display, which has worked out very well.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it really does work for the majority of the plants you are going to use this for. Obviously, those ericaceous loving ones, the azaleas, the blueberries, they need the ericaceous compost. We have it. It's available on the website. Just grab yourself a bag of that. House plants, majority of. Obviously, we spoke about orchids earlier. There are a few specialist ones out there that might need something else. But in the 98% of everything is going to live a really, really happy life in here. It's packed with really vital ingredients. We've got feed. We've got a lovely light texture that's made up by that composted wood fibre. It means that roots can get in, they can spread, they can grow, they can really form that nice strong root structure. It's incredibly well composted as well. There's no great big lumps and chunks in here. If you've bought inferior compost in the past, you will have been as frustrated as I have at having to pig out those great big lumps and chunks that are in there, which isn't good for any plants you're putting in there. But if you think about you're planting some little plugs in there, or maybe you're growing seeds, they're going to find it really tough to deal with those great big chunks. You don't have it in here. It's really well composted. We've got a wetting agent in here. Now what that means is, so you know when you're watering your hanging baskets and they're dried out a little bit, and sometimes you go to water them, but because they're too dry, all the water just kind of comes out. It doesn't go into the compost. The wetting agent in here makes the water stick to the compost. It makes the water sticky. So it will actually go in there. Then you've got that composted wood fibre that will actually retain that moisture as well. So all of these benefits that are ultimately going to give you bigger, better, healthier plants in the long run.
Who thought compost was so interesting?
It is so interesting.
So interesting. Who knew? You did, Bex. 100125. There you go. 22.48 for 250 litres. Okie dokie. Now there's items on this show we haven't even shown you yet. Let's talk all things Euphorbia if we can. We've got two varieties, right?
Yes, we have. And these have been super popular over the last few weeks because, well, they're brilliant. Okay, so Euphorbias, particularly, let's start with the minus Merlot, because this one is really interesting with the foliage that you've got here.
These leaves, are they flowers at the top?
These are the flowers at the top.
Almost like glowing.
Yeah. So, and they glow because they've got this amazing contrast with that dark foliage at the bottom there. It's a real sort of burgundy colour. There's mine.
Wow.
That's the one in my garden.
Look at those leaves.
Look at it. It's incredible, isn't it? And when it comes into flower at this time of year, sort of, it's quite amazing actually, because you get this lime green, beautiful flowers that appear on here, and they contrast so effortlessly against that dark foliage. What I noticed was there was loads of ladybirds on this plant as well, which is great. It means that because ladybirds will eat the nasties, the aphids and things like that can affect your plants, and particularly if you're growing your own, you want to get rid of those aphids. So it's a wonderful plant, I found, at bringing those ladybirds into the garden. It's really easy to grow as well. It's drought tolerant once it gets established too. So it's not one that you need to really mollycoddle. Obviously water it while it's getting established, but once it's established, you don't need to worry about it. You can go away on holiday and come back and it will be absolutely fine. It grows quite quickly as well. So I planted planted that one at this size last year, and it grew to that size within its first season.
Wow, okay.
So this isn't one. So some perennials, we often say you have to wait a bit of time for it to grow and get established. You don't have to wait too long with these. They will fill those gaps really, really easily. It's low maintenance. It's really simple. All we're going to do is, as the flowers fade, we're going to chop those flowers away. That will encourage more to come through. I would wear gloves because the sap can be a bit of an irritant, but it's the same with a lot of plants we have in the garden. So do just wear some gloves when you're cutting that back, but it'll encourage those flowers to come through and come back for you every year. Mix it into your borders or have it as a feature plant in a pot.
You know what else it is?
What is it?
Half price.
Hey!
Yes, here we go. These are in the Garden of Bex. 511386. This is what you would have seen when you're peeking in Bex's back garden, just over that fence. There she is. 1347, that discount club price. So bravo. And I referred to this earlier on in this live broadcast for you because the colourway, as we move on, I know, to the Black Pearl. It's just different. Yeah. It's striking. It breaks up maybe all the greenery too.
Well, this is why I do think that these are valuable ones to have.
Yep.
Because obviously you get a lot of green foliage, and there are shades of green, and that's wonderful. But when you mix in some of those darker coloured foliage plants, it really does highlight and contrast perfectly.
And it's almost now the next item is almost like a flip of that. So that's a lot of purple Merlot with a hint of green. This is a lot of green now with a hint of little
black eyes in the flowers there. So we were talking about how these are a great combination. If you can go for both of these and plant them together, this is going to be it's going to be an amazing combination. It's unusual as well. Adam was talking about it being like an avatar plant. It looks a bit sort of alien and a bit mysterious. It's evergreen. It's perennial. It'll come back year after year. It's so simple. It'll grow in, loads of locations. It's not fussy to its soil type at all. The pollinators adore it. It's going to invite the bees and butterflies into your garden. And again, it's a really low maintenance plant. It's going to be ideal for, beginner gardeners, people who really don't really know what they're doing in their garden. You could plant this with confidence and get amazing displays from it. Totally winter hardy, just like the other one. So has our lifetime guarantee on it as well. Really long lasting, the flowers you get on here as well. So sort of May through to July time you'll have them. And just cut back those faded flowers, just like with the Miner's Merlot.
Now generally the double up deal means you get the second one for half price. That's generally what we're seeing. Wonderful value.
Yeah.
This isn't that. This is for £2.
£2 more, yeah.
£2 more, you will get two. So again, I feel like it's worth it.
Yes.
561235.
And all 5 of those, so if you've got the 3 Miner's Merlot and the 2 Black Pearl, and you did Miner's Merlot, Black Pearl, Miner's Merlot, Black Pearl, Miner's Merlot in a line, the amount of space that would cover, because these are spread by about 50, 60, these are spread by about 50, 60 centimetres as well. So you've got 5 of those, that's 2.5 metres. Isn't it?
You're like, is it?
That is a real lot of coverage, and you've got year-round interest going on there because they're evergreen and super easy to look after. So if you want a low-maintenance border, bright colours, contrasting perfectly, these would be great. And then you could put some taller plants behind.
And you know what? These sort of top tips from Bex, from Sean, from Adam, from Head Gardener Peter, of course. This is what's being recorded currently and already uploaded on the website, right under the item numbers. More videos coming, new videos, fresh videos coming all the time. So whilst you're checking it out, just when you have a look, see the advice, and off you pop. 561235 to get hold of the Black Pearl. An actual tea plant?
Yeah, actual tea plant. It grows actual tea leaves.
To drink?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
No, you can steep the tea leaves and you can actually drink. Yeah.
It's
cool, incredible, isn't it? And you get these beautiful
camellias. I didn't know camellias. That's what they did.
You get camellia it's a type of camellia, and it's a tea plant.
That's cool.
Yeah. I know, it is cool, isn't it? Look at the flowers on there as well. Aren't they gorgeous? Really, really love this. It's an evergreen plant as well, so this is going to give you interest all year round. It is winter hardy. I would give it a little bit of extra protection when it's young though, but it is, it can cope with the cold winters. Just while it's establishing, just give it a little bit of extra protection over the winter. It loves a sunny position, can cope with a little bit of shade though, so you don't have to have full sun on this at all. It's very easy to grow for, very easy to care for, low maintenance we're talking here. It's a wonderful one to put in a border because it can get to a, you know, if you've got a nice big border, it can get to a decent size. We are talking maybe 3 or 4 metres, and it'll spread by a couple of metres as well. The dark shade of the leaves that you get on here are also an incredible backdrop for other plants as well. So this would be a back of the border plant.
Okay.
And then you can have, you know, some of your brighter coloured flowers over the summer planted in front of it. It does give that gorgeous backdrop there. The flower scent you get from it is a kind of sweet pollen aroma here as well. It's got shades of kind of hibiscus and honeydew melon going on there, so you get a lovely scent. And it is an incredibly long-lived perennial. You know, the same as a lot of camellias, you get decades out of these. We're talking 40, 50 years. You can plant this and you can have it in your garden for your lifetime.
It's a very dark tea she's got there, isn't it? Does it smell like tea? I guess not.
I don't think so. No, I think you've got to
infuse
it, yeah.
All right. That's clever, isn't it?
It is clever. You can bring your own tea from it. I mean, not that you're going to. It's a beautiful plant.
Oh, mate, yeah, that's complete by the by. It's just really interesting that going for the flower and the architecture of it and how beautiful it looks, but to be able to do that as well if you want to. 750049. Azalea.
Yeah. Look at those flowers.
Yes.
I mean, that is just a colour explosion, isn't it?
And again, this is what you're buying right now.
Yeah.
This is what's out in the nursery. This is what will be delivered to your door in this condition. 3 pots already flowering as I spy.
So these are 9-centimetre pots. Just imagine what that's going to look like when these get established. Once these grow to their full size, 1 metre by 1 metre, and how these are going to get completely covered in the most sensational flowers. And these azaleas, they smother the plants. You get evergreen foliage on here, but then you get this outstanding kind of deep orange shade of azalea on here. It's, I mean, somebody did say they're not orange, they're more red, and I think there's a good mixture in here. Sometimes a plant will come out...
On the colour wheel, they are verging towards orange, between orange and red, aren't they?
They are verging
I get it. They're
between
not
that orange and red.
classic tangerine, we know that.
Yeah. But they're called azalea orange, and there is definitely that shade of orange in there.
Hank Marvin's guitar. I was like, Stu's talking about Hank Marvin's guitar.
Yeah, nobody's going to get that reference. That's why I ignored it.
Did you?
So now they're going to argue over whether it was red or orange.
Who knows guitars? He said it's orange, whereas I think all the footage I've seen of Hank Marvin, it's a classic red and white guitar.
I don't know.
But apparently he called it orange.
I don't know.
This is the beauty, isn't it? You can see that's what they look like there.
Well, have you seen the thing with the blue and black dress that people see it as?
Yeah.
So my kids have got into that. Have you seen it? If you just type in your search engine...
Is this the old one back in the day? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, it's like a stripy one, and I see it as black and blue. And my other son sees it as black and blue. My eldest son, and then the other son sees it as gold and cream. And their mind is, I see black and blue, and their mind is absolutely blown by how this can work.
Why is that happening?
It's something to do with the way the light waves hit your retina and the shape of your eyeballs and blah, blah, blah.
And then you get into the whole thing, don't you, of like whether my orange is actually the same as your orange.
Exactly.
Because that could be orange to you, and you're like, yeah, it's orange. I'm like, yeah, it is, yeah. Because I call that orange, and you call it green, or whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Stu could probably explain it better because he's a genius, but there you go.
Well, I know he thinks Hank Marvin's guitar's orange, which we all know it's not. So, no, he's not.
With azaleas, you get a really lovely mounded bush that happens with these. There is no additional pruning that you really need to do with these. Occasionally, you might want to cut back any damaged bits of stem that might happen over the winter time, but it's very infrequent that you need to do it. So there's no kind of maintenance pruning that you really need to do with these. They naturally grow into a wonderful shape. This is one that's going to need ericaceous compost, by the way.
Okay.
So if you want to plant these into your borders and you don't have an acid side of your soil in your garden, you can still plant them into your borders. What you can do is put these into larger pots. You can bury those pots with the ericaceous compost in, and that stops any leaching of, you know, the acidity and the neutrality of the other soil kind of mixing in together. You could just keep them in pots quite happily, and then they will live a really happy life in pots. They'll grow to about 1 metre by 1 metre, so you're going to need a decent sized pot to put these in eventually, but don't go for a massive one straight away. You can pop them on if you see.
They're really interesting flowers, aren't they? It's almost like how you imagine you hope a flower's going to look like. It looks like this. I think they're really, really pretty. 511502. Ready orange, you get it. 16.97. We are not far off, what are we, 27p shy of being half price in the discount club. 511502. One more to see. Anemone. Anemone.
Anemone.
What am I saying? Am I not saying
You're
that?
saying anemone. It's anemone.
Anemone. What's our freebie?
Anemone.
Same?
Different.
I know it's different, but same word.
Same.
Fine.
Same, but different.
Anemone.
Anemone. Yeah, this is a collection of anemones. You are going to get all 3 of these included. Now, what I love about anemones are that they are a transitional plant. They're late flowering. So these will flower for you in the summertime, but they come a little bit later. So we're talking maybe about August time these start, but they will keep going for you into September and into October. So as a lot of your summer flowers are starting to fade, and I know we don't want to think about that yet, but as gardeners, we have to plan ahead.
Yeah, of course.
But once those start to fade, these are just starting to come into their own, and these are going to give you so many flowers.
Love that.
Gorgeous colours included. So that one is, I think that's the Prince Heinrich. That's the vivid pink. So that's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. That one is the Queen Charlotte, which also has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. And we also have Whirlwind included as well. I love that one. Pure white with those gorgeous yellow stamens in the centre. These are going to get bigger and better for years to come as well. This is a perennial plant, so it will take a little bit of time to establish. You should get flowers this year, but it's just going to keep getting better for you for many, many years. A really long-lived perennial. We are talking decades out of this, 30 years plus you will get from each of these. A metre 20, so 3 or 4 feet height, and a similar spread we're talking on here as well. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic to put out into your borders.
Very, very pretty. You know what they say, Bex?
What do they say?
Who needs friends
when you've got anemones?
I imagine... Oh, is that the saying?
With friends like you, who needs enemies?
And what did I say? Who needs friends?
I don't know. I've lost the plot now.
Who needs friends when you've got
Dan?
Karen's Hot Tub Pond? That's what I always say, Karen. 480-128. One more little viewer email for you. By the way, we are live right now. You can tell us to crack on.
I'm excited. Stu just said I'm going to like this.
Going on. Who's it from, Stu? Malcolm has sent us a picture of his...
Oh,
right.
Malcolm,
we are going to walk round from
I've got to
behind
have a
the
look.
counter and check this out close to our monitors.
Yes, to the container gardening. Check out those lilies coming up. There's loads of those in there. Oh, my word. Those are all pots from our garden.
Where do you start?
Oh, and where do you start? That's going to be fantastic, isn't it?
Where do you start looking?
Imagine all that colour that's going to come up over the summer. I've got that trellis, that pergola bit there.
Back left?
Back left. I don't know what that is in the hanging basket.
I like the little, like...
It looks really pretty.
It's a little temple-esque stuff.
Yeah, I love his little statues and things he's got going on.
Little statues going on.
Spiky one bottom left.
Oh, there.
That's a lily.
Is it?
I reckon
that's
a lily.
Not a pineapple plant or something.
It does look a bit exotic, though. It does look a bit like a lily coming up. It looks like irises back there. Oh, my word. Yeah, that looks amazing. I love that pathway. That's going to be incredible once everything gets going.
Love that. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm.
That. Now, Elaine's standard
in
yellow
the Diablo
rose.
pot. Well done. There's a Tuscany planter next to it. I wonder what's in there. Oh, it's got white lilies. Oh, I need to plant my white lilies.
Right.
I need to do that. Thank you. Reminded me. Yeah, that looks great. I'll do some, because my rose standards are starting to look like that as well. So I'll do some videos and pictures of mine once they start to come into colour and everything too.
Love all of those. Thank you, everybody. Always appreciate that. You can put them in the Facebook feed. We are live on Facebook right now. Search for YouGarden. But we're also live on the email. So it's YGTV, isn't it?
Yeah, YGTV at YouGarden.com. That's the best place to send your pictures. It just makes Stu's life a bit easier for importing them.
And that's not what we want, so put them on Facebook. Right, I'm going to recap various bits and bobs for you, and then, of course, give you a chance to check out the Euphorbias we were just talking about. Those lovely dark colours, those Merlot colours. They're absolutely divine. Then you've got the flip side of things as well, but this with those green, almost like neon-esque glowing flowers. 511386 is your item number. Half price for half price for everybody, to be fair. Discount club members, better than 50% off. Okay, that's the Miner's Merlot Euphorbia. On that colour spectrum, not the exact same colour, but the Chocolate Cosmos I think would look beautiful next to there. This is that sort of country cottage-esque look, the wildflower kind of look. Beautiful freestanding flowers these. 480735 for 6 plug plants. That tea plant, How cool is this? Not just a flower, but the fact you could, if you want to, pick the tea leaves, infuse them, make some tea. 750049 if you want to get hold of yours. If you've never heard of that before, didn't realise it was available, you like the unusual, let's go for that today. Next up, beautiful, the Dahlias. Now, this is a Starburst Pink. They're almost like, well, not as big as your normal Dahlias, I was going to say the word dwarf, but not quite. They are $11.69, but you've got that red box in the description, double up deal. Use offer code YGTV1724. I told you I'd say it a lot. But that means if you pop 2 in your basket, it'll be for $16.99 rather than $12.99 for 1. You'll get 12 plants rather than 6. Your item number, 401521. The best of Grow Your Own. We kicked off today very differently to yesterday. All the shows are different with your Grow Your Owns. Here's your first example of which, those beautiful, zesty Honeyberries. Another double up available for you, so £5 for a second one, already established, so you'll be harvesting fruit this year, 310070. And you've got the blueberries, but you've also got the pinkberries. The blinkberries. Well, again, slightly more sweet taste. That's why the lemonade's in the description there for you. That's $7.99 for everybody. 310028. Oh, Bex's potatoes have hit the floor. The Japanese gooseberry. Oh, these are flavourful, aren't they? Another double up deal, only activated when you put 2 in your basket and use the code 310053 for your gooseberry plant to grow your own at home. And if you want to go for those pots, maybe your basket is lurking around £37. If you like to do what Karen does, I completely agree, you can get 1 or use the code and we'll pop in another 2 for free. So you will get 3. 130272. Okay, that's a lot of information coming away. Should we give our friends a chance to check out their baskets?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we'll do right now. Whilst you do that, of course, you shop on the website, but we're going to give you a chance to listen to Sean and, of course, Mr. YouGarden, Peter Mack, talking about why he's bringing the professional compost to you.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic. And plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in. But most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. they grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah. There we go. Well done, team. They're busy boys, aren't they?
Aren't they just?
You're a busy lady doing so much understood here.
Oh, by the way, Sean is going to be on QVC this evening if you are interested in checking him out. It's going to be QVC Extra, and Stu, I've completely forgotten whether it's 5 or 6 o'clock. Can you check the calendar for me, please?
We'll have a look. So you can see what Sean's up to.
He's got a lovely show. If you are on Facebook, you'll be able to go into his Facebook and you'll be able to see what he's doing on there as well. But yeah, we partner with QVC, and he's going to be there at 5 or 6 o'clock tonight on QVC Style. And I've just heard I'm going to be there at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning on Main Channel.
Weird, because I had my alarm set for 10.
No, it's definitely 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. Sean will be there at 5 o'clock this evening, so you need to go to QVC Style, and I'm going to be part of the 9 a.m. show tomorrow morning if you want to come and join us.
Love to. Fabulous.
There
you go. Lots of different ways of watching QVC. Of course, the compost that the chaps were just talking about, 100125. So much talk about that. Just hearing, as we move on to the wisteria, how many of you are ordering the Ericaceous, sorry. Compost, talking of which. And then some of you putting in the same basket the potatoes, the blueberries, the pinks, honey, loads. And say thank you so much for shopping. It's really exciting that you're getting home with the right stuff to grow at home. Talking about growing, these bits and bobs behind us and in front of there are massive.
Yeah, I mean, these are going to get delivered direct to your door, by the way. So, do you know what? When you transport plants in your car, it's really frustrating. I've done it so many times. And then,
how do you do it? Are you the footwell behind?
You have to do footwell, you have to wedge it in, you have to get somebody to hold it. The number of times I've done it, and then you go around a corner and it falls over, and then you knock the flowers off, and all the compost goes in your car, and then you've got to get the vacuum out. It's annoying. These get delivered direct to your door, and the size of this is absolutely incredible. Now, I have the Wisteria Amethyst Falls. I have planted this in a tower pot. We're going to talk to you about that in a second. The reason I've got Wisteria is, first of all, I love it. Don't we love wisteria? It's wisteria hysteria is what we're in at the moment.
Very good.
Because it is just the most exciting time of year when these buds then open up into this sort of, I mean, it's called Amethyst Falls because you get this lovely amethyst colour. It's like a waterfall of these great bunches of beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
They are stunning. They really, really are. But the benefit of this particular one is that it does actually remain relatively compact, certainly in its first few years.
Okay.
Plus, as you can see, it is going to flower for you in its first year. A lot of wisteria, you have to wait 5, 6, 7 years. It'll throw out all the foliage, and that's wonderful. But it doesn't give you flowers. It needs time to establish. This is going to flower for you in its first year. The reason I know that is I can see the buds on this plant, but also I've grown it myself, so I know that it'll do that.
There we are. I'm just in the background.
Yeah, there's that one there, and then there's a great big fat bud down here.
Fat bud.
A fat bud.
I bet you see one right at the bottom of the screen. Yeah. Is there another one?
Look.
There, it's just down here. Look.
Oh yeah, look. There's another one there. Beep, beep, beep. Look, it's going to flower for you first year. It flowers around anywhere between sort of April and June. Mine seems to come out a little bit later in the season.
Yeah.
There's buds there, but they're going to come in a little while. But you often get more flowers on this throughout the summer and a second flush later on as well. Go on.
Question.
I could tell. He lifted his finger.
I was like, Just thinking, a lot of people have ordered heavy-duty pots.
Yes.
this could go in a heavy-duty pot.
Absolutely. You need to build some supports for it to go into. So you can do that if you want to. You can take any pot that you've got. I mean, you could plant this into a border. It can climb up a fence. It can go over a trellis. It can go over anything you want it to go over. But if you want something in a pot that you can move that is self-supporting, then yes, you can build your own trellis. You can use canes and things for it to climb up. But we do have an option for you.
Should we grab it? You get the big one. I'll get it broken down. This is what you'll be buying, delivered, but that's what you construct it into just by snapping it together, right?
This is what you make, and this is what I've got my wisteria growing in my garden. Now, the reason I love this, and I have 4 of them in my garden, 1 with a wisteria, 1 with a jasmine, 2 with sweet peas, and I need to get some more, because I've got my Gloriosa flame lily growing, which is also a climber. Yes, I'm so excited. And I love these. I love these almost as much as our heavy-duty pots, because I think they're really, really handy. First of all, they're really lightweight. They're made of, I nearly bashed him. They're made of UV stabilised and frost resistant plastic, which means that it's not going to get affected by the hot and then the cold and then the hot and then the cold and crack and break. They are designed to last you for many, many years. They look beautiful as well. Wisteria is deciduous, so when it drops its leaves over the winter, you still want it to look pretty, and this absolutely does. It's lightweight, so I can move it around my garden. So if if my wisteria is not looking great, then I can take it out the way. I can put it somewhere. I can hide it. When it's looking fantastic, I can bring it out in its centre stage, so it looks brilliant. I mean, there's just so many benefits to these. There's my wisteria. I mean, it was after it flowered, so that's September.
So are the towers up there? Because you can't even see them anymore.
No, that was the growth in the first year, and that was taken in September, so I didn't have any flowers on it when I took that picture. But look at how it covers that tower pot. The beautiful thing is that it looks great from this side, but if I went to the other side and took a picture, it would look great as well. You get this 360-degree display from it. Also, if I ever move home, my wisteria is coming with me.
Thank you very much.
It's not staying for the new owners of that property. I'm taking it with me.
Get nothing from her.
You can have the house, you're not having my wisteria.
Yeah, exactly. You might have some old paint tins in the shed, but that's it. The towers, by the way, are on a double up, right? So any 2 for £40 rather than 2 for £50. 130461. You've got 4, so you can always get hold of 4.
I mean, I'm going to get another.
Exactly.
I'm going to have 6.
Have 6, why not? The wisteria side of things that we were just talking about there, again, you've got £10 off. Club members, you'll save another £3 off there. 550308. By using that code, you will also get 75 anemone bulbs. Anemone bulbs as well. That's what the code is all about. So you can about double ups or getting your free P&P or your free items. This is what we are talking about. These are the bulbs you're getting for free in the picture. They are worth $9.99, but as you see all over that graphic, free with purchase, postage free, discount club price, free with code. You get the idea? You haven't even got to put the item number in. The big number you want on the bottom of the screen, use offer code, not just on the show, across the whole of YouGarden.com, YGTV1724. You get hold of this, as does the P&P free, right, if you get to £40.
Absolutely, yeah. Doesn't matter what you add into your basket, as long as it's over £40 and you enter the offer code, you'll get those deals.
Boom! Okie dokie. Now, we've moved on, have we not, to the next one along here, which is our honeysuckle.
Yeah, so this is the Belgica honeysuckle, and I do love a honeysuckle because what you get is incredible fragrance, and I love the shape of the flowers that you get from a honeysuckle. There's something quite tropical that looks, exotic look to them. The fragrance is absolutely incredible. It tends to get stronger in the evening. The reason for that, which I think is fascinating, is that moths are actually their most important pollinator. So it has evolved to create a stronger scent in the evening to attract the moths because they're out in the evening. Love that. I mean, we don't need to know that, but it's just fascinating. It's a fairly vigorous climber as well. So this is one that'll cover an area nice and quickly. If you want to go for the tower pot, of course, you can put it into a tower pot. But you can train this obviously to grow up the side of. I mean, we use climbers a lot to cover up ugly areas. You know. I don't want to look at my fences. They're boring. Grow something up the fences, or maybe you've got like a shed in the corner and you don't want to look at the shed.
A house in Baston.
Yeah.
Painted that fence in front of the front garden. 3 trellises put up there.
That's it. Grow something up the side of it. It looks beautiful. You get a wall of colour and a wall of fragrance going on. This is disease tolerant. It's fully hardy. It's incredibly easy to grow. There's very little maintenance. You might want to just prune it a little bit, you know, to maintain the shape and size of it. It's happy in all soil pHs. Top tip for this, bit like clematis.
Okay.
It likes...
Exciting for a second, wasn't it? I didn't know what she was going to say.
The brain just had to kick in. Bit like clematis, it likes to have a shady root. So it wants sun, but the roots, if they're in shade, it'll be a much happier plant.
Okay.
Great way of doing that. Put some pots around it. Keep it in shade.
I always like tucking it back in up the trellis. Because obviously it goes, when it gets strong, it's all over the shop. It's like give a little encouragement and off it goes. Really quick. Right, to get hold of your one, exactly, saving £3 off 550330. The pictures are coming thick and fast, as are the emails as well. This one is from Stu. From Lynn.
Oh, hello,
From
Lynn. That's the Hypericum, is it? Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, Lynn, you're going to be so excited about that later on in the year when you get the flowers and you get those fruits and berries and things. That's going to be awesome.
I see some, like,
what do you see?
Dark leaves, top of the top left.
Top left.
In the ground. Is that a Merlot in there?
Oh, it's a Merlot, yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, she's got mine as Merlot. Oh, lovely tulips. Oh, these were the free bulbs.
The freebies.
Yeah, we've done those freebies every week that we've been here, and she got those as freebies. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that colour combination. Gorgeous pink with that grape hyacinth. I think that's the Tyner standard. Yeah, she's got that in the background as well.
Are these all from Lynn, did we say?
These are all from Lynn.
Lynn,
yeah.
love you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah, really beautiful.
Yeah, lovely.
Big colour.
It just makes me so happy.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
I love looking at flowers.
We were talking about this beforehand, weren't we? About like the joy and the positivity.
Yeah.
You're never doing anything negative.
No.
To your
This
environment.
is why I love the gardening.
By spending some time in your
So
garden, by
much.
investing in your garden, by enjoying. Nevertheless, now that you what? Okay. So this just proves that it's a headroom. So this is a pre-saved shot. So it needs to be like this, and this is Sean.
Regulars will know that whenever Sean's here and he's talking about Dan coming in, he always talks about the height.
Does he?
Now, the pre-saved shot shows that Dan is taller than Sean, essentially, is what Stu's telling us.
As does reality. It tells us all well. And general
lovely
facts.
Sean.
Good old Sean. He could be in here somewhere. I don't know. Is he?
He's
Sean?
hiding. He's hiding under a bench somewhere.
There he is, getting potted up, planting himself with some root grow around his ankles. One day. We'll hear from Sean in just a tick, by the way, on video, not in person. But he will be here on Sunday. QVC tonight.
Yeah, we're having a reunion on Sunday. It's been like 2 weeks.
Ah.
I've forgotten what he looks like.
He's all over the website. You'll see him there.
Reunion on Sunday.
Woo-woo. Anyway, can we talk hydrangea?
Yes, we absolutely can. We can talk an incredibly special award-winning hydrangea as well. This is the hydrangea Euphorbia. Serrata Euphorbia Pink. This was runner-up. This was silver medal.
Here we go, okay.
At the Royal Horticultural Chelsea Flower Show. I tripped over my words.
Yeah,
Chelsea Flower Show 2023. This is the silver medal winner. The winner that year was the Agapanthus Blackjack. I don't care. This one's silver medal. Look how phenomenal that is as a young plant. Okay, so this hasn't even got, you can see the buds, you can see where the flowers are going to come, but let's just talk about the foliage for starters, because it is dazzling, it is beautiful, it is variegated. But check out the shades of variegation you've got on there as well. You've got pinks, you've got maroons, you've got greens, you've got creamy whites on there, and that will continue to have a colour changing property on it. And then you are going, wow.
Yep.
Look at those flowers that you're going to get on here. Two-tone ruby red flowers, lovely sort of pale pink. It graduates into that creamy white centre there as well. It's just an absolute winner. And obviously, you know, RHS, they know what they're talking about, don't they? It's winter hardy as well. This is going to cope with probably like down to -20. You don't need to worry about this one at all. Part shade is probably best for this. If you put it in full sun, same with a lot of hydrangeas, it can scorch the leaves a little bit. So lovely part shade position. A feature in a pot, wowzer. But if you want to put it into a border and mix it in, that's going to look great as well.
Classic colour. Was it like ivy, doesn't it? The little... The foliage.
Yeah, I get. Yes, it also
colour.
looks a bit like euonymus and the shades of euonymus that you can get as well.
Euonymus.
I love variegated leaves because what it does is a variegated leaf. What I find is it really stands out.
Yep.
So if you've got it at the back, you know, right down the other end of the garden, if it had uniform colour leaves, it just sort of stays at the back of the garden.
Yep.
But where you've got the variegation, it actually tricks your eye and it brings it forward.
That's clever, isn't it? Well, here we go then. You want to get these hydrangeas? 511-522. That's a fun item number. 511-522. Now, we mentioned we'll hear from Sean. He gets released out into the nursery all the time if we can. You may have noticed on that clip we played you before with Peter, the big boss, Sean made a bit of an effort, popped a collar on, didn't he? When this was filmed, the boss wasn't in. Sean was oh so cash. Here he is.
Well, I was just walking by and suddenly I was like, oh my word, that is the most gorgeous hydrangea. It is a serratus, one on the show, Euphorbia Pink. And actually, when you see them en masse like this, it really makes you appreciate their true beauty. And actually, you might be thinking, Sean, Bex, you might want more than one of those. So let's just have a look closer. I mean, the leaves are absolutely gorgeous. You've got these beautiful shades of cream, green, and look at this, touches of pink. All the buds are already forming. And what is magical about this hydrangea is that the flowers truly match the foliage. And if you are a bit short of space, these will only grow to around about 60 centimetres, so it's a really neat, compact hydrangea. All you need to do is keep it well watered, of course. Hydrangeas love water, and I would say they do best in kind of semi-shade, but it is absolutely spectacular. I'm not being funny, you wouldn't even really recognise that as a hydrangea when you first glance, but you've got the stunning creams, greens and pinks all in the one plant. I bet you something, when it flowers, it's going to take your breath away.
Huge interest is one thing your breath away, isn't it? Like, but just that colour you mentioned, what did you say what was that word you used?
Euonymus.
Euonymus?
No, was it euonymus?
Yeah, I've never heard that word before.
It's a lovely evergreen shrub that's got like variegation on it, and the variegation really stands out. And I mean, this is obviously, I'm not a big fan of euonymus. This is so much better.
Okay.
So much better.
Well, nevertheless, there you go, the hydrangeas. Shall we continue on?
Yes, let's
Why
do
not?
one of the garden favourites, something I always say everybody should have in their garden, Ceanothus.
Yeah.
Californian lilac.
The little bulbs on top, if that's what you want to call it.
They're
It looks like that,
great.
don't they? Aren't they?
They're like
divine?
panicles. They're sort of a panicle shape of flower, like a hydrangea panicle. They look like sort of
Yes.
ice cream cones. These are slightly more rounded. But I mean, the clusters, the amount of flowers just on that small one there's probably hundreds just on one of those. And when this plant gets established,
Whoa.
like my mum and dad's that they've got in their garden. I'm going to have to go and visit them soon so I can see how that looks now. That was filmed about this time last year, and it is absolutely standout. I've got a couple in my garden, but they're babies, so I will do a video of mine as they grow and get more impressive. But look at that. You can have that in your garden. It's fantastic to put in a border like that. As you can see, look, it's gone right up to the top of the trellis on top of the fence. So we are talking 6 foot height on that. Really easy to look after as well. It doesn't really need much from you at all. If you want to prune it a little bit to maintain the shape, you can do, but I think Ceanothus, if you can leave it in a border and just let it do its thing, that's when it looks amazing. So gorgeous evergreen leaves that you get on here. They're quite small, but there's lots of them. And then at this time of year, anyway, sort of April, May time, it gets covered in these beautiful flowers. They are pollen rich as well. It really does invite those beneficial pollinators into the garden. The Royal Horticultural Society gave it their Award of Garden Merit as well. Now, what that means to us is that we can plant with confidence. It means that it's a garden-worthy plant. They've trialled it, they've tested it. It has to meet a rigorous testing process to get that award. They don't just give them out. Here, you have one, you have one, you have one. No, they really you really have to meet this criteria, and this one absolutely has it. It will reward you if you put it in a sunnier spot. You'll get more flowers from it. But you can put it in a slightly shady spot as well. You'll still get flowers. It'll be absolutely fine. Mine's in a slightly shady spot. Let's see how it goes. It will be fine. Winter hardy,
Okay.
lifetime guarantee. This, if it fails to thrive in your garden, we will replace it free of charge. You just have to cover any postage costs to get that out to you. That is the confidence that we have in this plant because we know how good this is.
I love its state of play as is right now towards the end of April because, you know, as you see, we put boards out in the potting shed here, don't we? So you've got an idea of what the petunias is going to look like, what your sunflower is going to look like. You can see the picture here. The representation is exactly as they are.
Yeah.
So your sunflowers will look like this. Your petunias coming up next will look like that. Look at the picture in the background. This is exactly that, which is so reassuring for what you are shopping for, of what you are investing in. 510-886, only $8.99 in the club. Can we talk petunias, please?
Yes, we can.
Sophinia.
The time is on us. We are getting very excited about all of those summer flowers. We're getting very excited about hanging baskets, all that colour, that riot of colour that's going to appear. And this one,
Here we
in
go.
the next couple actually, but this one is going to give you, wow, just an amazing display. This is the burgundy yellow Piketty of the Petunia Sophinia variety. Let's talk about Sophinia first of all.
Yes, go on.
Piketty. Sophinia is a brand name.
Okay.
Now, Sophinia specifically are the kind of, they're the Levi's of the jeans world.
Oh,
they're the Hoover
Oh,
of the vacuuming
heard of them.
world. The Karch, they are the top, basically.
Okay.
These have been bred to be, first of all, weather resistant. So some petunias out there, if we get a wet summer, which, I mean, it's shaping up to potentially be a wet summer.
Remember that one?
They
Yeah.
can really suffer. They don't like it. They don't like too much wet weather, and they'll just go, oh, I don't want it. Sophinias don't care. They just keep
Full teenager.
going.
Yep.
Full teenager mode. I
Yeah.
don't want to. These are weather resistant to that. They will also pretty much deadhead themselves as well. I love deadheading petunias. I find that job really quite therapeutic and enjoyable. And you can still deadhead them if you want to, but they can pretty much look after themselves. They are a vigorous trailer as well. So with Sophinia petunias, you do get a really good trail from these. With these ones, you should get a good sort of 50 centimetre, 60 centimetre trail.
Okay.
So this is absolutely perfect
Wow.
for your hanging baskets. This is perfect for the pots. You can just get them tumbling and trailing over the edge. Karen, who had the Torino pots
Yes.
on that shelving
Yep, yep.
unit, some of these in there, in each of those
Oh, go on,
layers,
Karen.
all just water
Now we're
falling and
talking.
trailing
Yep,
over
yep,
the
yep.
edge. They're going to look absolutely beautiful. You do get 6 plug plants. You can double up. Please double up. You're going to want more of these. If you just have 6, you're going to be disappointed. You can mix these into your hanging baskets, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I was going to do just full-on begonia, Belgian, the Belgian trailing begonias.
Okay.
I was just going to do those in my hanging baskets. But now these have come out. I'm going to mix a couple of these in with my Belgian trailing begonias. Really healthy. Look at the root systems we've got on those. Those definitely need a squeeze and tease.
Oh.
We're going to pop those on. We're going to plant
Definitely
them
need a squeeze
into
and
some
tease.
9 centimetre pots. We're going to put them on a windowsill, in the greenhouse, in the conservatory. We're just going to look after them until the frosts have passed. You'll be amazed at how quickly these will grow on in the next couple of weeks. And then once the frosts have passed, plant them out. Put them where you want them. Enjoy them all summer long, right the way through. These will start flowering so soon, honestly, within a few weeks, all the way through to the first frosts.
Not forgetting your little greenhouses they are arriving in are made from recycled materials and can be recycled too if you choose to. Maybe you're going to keep them and use them for something else. I don't know. But yeah, double up as Bex is suggesting. $8.99 in the club for 6, $14.98 for 2. There is a club discount on top of that, going down to what, £13.5. 401 555 to get hold of your petunias. They're all on this show page. So everything you want to go for. Don't forget all of the grow your owns. Don't forget all the favourites, the wisteria extensions, and even more we haven't even shown you yet. You spy them in the back of set. I know you do. This is one of them that wasn't coming out this show. However, you've been asking, so here we are, the Sunflower Sensation.
Yeah, love this Sunflower Sensation. So this is a compact variety of sunflower. Sunflowers, as you know, they can get like right up there.
Yep.
This is a much more compact variety. It's maybe about 1 metre in height. You'll get multiple flowers per plug here as well. So it's not just one sunflower, you'll get multiple flowers. They're a gorgeous, compact annual plant, an absolute iconic summer flower, totally unmistakable. They are a sunflower. They want a sunny position.
Yep.
Please don't try and put them in shade. They will not like it. So sunshine, bright, I mean, That's just happiness right there, isn't it? Doesn't that just make you smile? You look at a sunflower and you can't help but smile.
Yep.
Really, really iconic, yeah. Now, they do want to be in a sunshiny position. You can use them as cut flowers as well, particularly because you are getting 12 plug plants if you want to do that.
Yeah, you can double up and get 12. Yep.
You'll have enough to have displays in your garden and also use those as cut flowers to bring indoors as well. These have...
Hang on. We're reading the wrong details there, team.
We are reading the wrong details, because you get 12 of these, don't you? I did think that. Hang on.
Sunflower!
No, that's the ceanothus.
Sunflower.
Bear with... Yeah,
you do get 12.
I thought it was
Friday.
You do get 12 already. And what was I going to say? Flower heads, cut flowers, and this does have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. This is a proven performer. You will not go wrong with this in your garden.
We were saying about this yesterday, weren't we? I love the idea of it being below a window, so it's not going to take out any sunlight of your own.
Yeah.
Absolutely, really, you're not limited to where you're going to pop it. Obviously, get it in the sun, but other than that, away you go. 401-535-1348, down to the penny, as affordable as you can possibly make it, and you can grow your own sunflowers at home. 401-535. Dianthus pinks, please.
Yeah, real traditional on this.
Yeah.
You know, these are the sort of flowers that you just remember from your childhood. They are incredible, and you're getting a full collection here. So there's a variety of shades, a variety of colours included in this one.
Look at these. Even though they're tiny.
Oh yeah, there's buds.
Little buds.
They weren't there yesterday, were they?
How great is that? Just up here.
Yeah, there's
these are the right ones in the right pot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that these are the same ones we had
Yeah,
yesterday.
they are.
I don't remember
These
seeing
on
those
them.
buds.
Did anybody watch yesterday? I think he did.
Look.
Those two.
Yeah.
They were not doing that yesterday, were they?
They are now, look. These are instantly recognisable, incredibly hard-working and reliable flowers that you're going to get here. You get, I mean, they're a hardy evergreen, by the way, so you always have that foliage. They will come back for you next year. The best thing you can do really is take cuttings and propagate them, because they tend to go a bit woody at the base and then they'll become a bit short-lived. But they're very, very simple to take cuttings from, and then you'll constantly have a supply of flowers from these from year to year. You get 6 different colours in there. You get some single colour, some bi-colour, as you can see there. I mean, those are just beautiful, aren't they? Regular deadheading is a good thing to do with your pinks because, well, they just need it. It'll encourage more and more blooms to come through. And obviously you can then, you can use some of those cuttings to bring indoors and have cut flowers inside as well. It's a gorgeous sea of colour that you'll get from here, and it's a beautiful scent that you get from the pinks
Oh, I
as
like
well.
that. How wild is that?
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
That actually sort of the height of them. I'm thinking about the chocolate cosmos.
Yeah. No, you could
That's
totally. Cosmos will reach about 60 centimetres. These should get to about 40 centimetres.
Okay.
Yeah, they would look
in that ballpark.
Yeah, well, lovely.
We're going to remind you of those in just a tick. People want to get hold of the Dianthus. Don't blame me if you do. $9.44. That's it. $9.44 for 12. And if you want to double up that, you can do. Just put 2 in your basket.
Yeah,
of course,
totally.
same P&P. Off you pop. 480687. Quick, dash with me.
Go.
Oh, I like. How does Sean walk? Do you do that?
No. Just normally, not like me.
Hello. Okay, this end?
Yes.
Dahlias, please.
Dahlias. Dahlia pinks. Dahlia.
Again, these look great over there, wouldn't they? What we were just looking at here?
Yeah, totally.
Here we go, same shot. Are you and Sean the same height?
Me and Sean... No, he's a little bit taller than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Sean quite tall.
No, he's a bit taller than me.
Is he?
I'm surprisingly short. Everyone thinks I'm much taller than I am.
Oh. Flats on today.
Yeah.
There you go. This is interesting for you. But he's got flat shoes on.
Not
Were
really
you
my-
wondering? Were you
I don't often wear heels when I'm gardening. It's
Yeah,
quite
that's
tricky.
true.
You sink into the ground. I've tried it. It doesn't work.
That doesn't work. In all your finery.
Just doesn't work.
The most
Yeah, I'm not the
glamorous.
glamorous gardener.
Maybe on May the 4th you could pop some
May
heels
the
on.
4th. Naked gardening day with heels.
There you go.
Oh, there's a picture. So these are...
Instagram never had so many hit specs. Now, dahlias.
These are a slightly shorter variety of dahlias. So if you are growing the taller varieties, what an idea to get these, because you can put them in front of those and have even more colour, even more flowers. Love dahlias because they last such a long time and you get so many flowers off them. Flowering right the way through from July, August, September, October, all the way through to those first frosts. Dahlias are some of the latest flowering and you just get so many of them. They are a native to Central America, and actually they've been named, haven't they? I mean, years ago, the national flower of Mexico.
Really?
And there are thousands of varieties of dahlias.
Central America.
Central America, but it's been named I know they're a native of there, but Mexico have taken them as their national flower.
Lovely. Why wouldn't you, Mexico?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because they're beautiful, they're colourful, they're floriferous.
No, I think. No, Mexico's not South America. I think it's Central America. Is it
it
not?
Central?
I think it's Central. Did you say South America?
I'm not very good with geography. This is where I look like an idiot because I don't
No, you might be right.
know my geography
I think
very
it's
well.
Central.
I just know it's over there.
I think I've been to Central America.
Have you?
Yeah, like
Lucky
when
you.
you went on and found myself. It was
When I
around South
found
America.
myself.
Yeah. When I got my hair braided and wore some baggy trousers.
I'd love
for 3
to go.
months.
One day.
Central America wasn't close.
One day. Yeah, so these are...
I can't wait for you to go full hippie. When the kids have finally moved out, get out, off I go.
I will be a proper hippie
Yeah,
as
you
well.
will. Be great.
I really will. You wait for it. The colours of these flowers are incredible as well, aren't they? Lovely centres that you've got there, gorgeous sort of double flower petals that you've got, and that shorter variety flowering for a really long time. They don't take much looking after at all. Obviously, you're just going to water and feed well over the summer months, and you will be able to overwinter these too if you want them to come back next year.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I've got a few. Like, I really want to go to New York. I really want to go to New York. I mean,
Why do you really want to go to New York?
I don't know, because it's like...
I don't blame you, it's lovely.
Feels like being in the movies.
Yeah.
Like, I think that I've been to America once for work. And just didn't really see much of anything, and I've never been. But then, you know, I'd like to go and see the pyramids, and I've never been to Australia, and I haven't travelled enough.
Oh, you know, you've been busy. You've been holding channels together over the years, you know? You've been doing your bit.
Too busy, though, eh?
When we were in New York, we did see Ben Stiller filming a film.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think you could walk through New York and just bump into somebody, couldn't you? And be like,
Oh! Well,
you're famous.
There you are. Yeah, every street you turn.
I just think, like, all the movies I've ever watched, it's New York,
go there
isn't
for
it?
very long weekend.
Yeah, I know. But there's money in it.
Yeah, it is.
It's all about the money.
What about the money in it? About the money in it?
Money. It's all about the money.
Anyway, where would you want to go? Anywhere you want to go? Yes, he did, Stu. Very good point. He proposed in New York.
He proposed in New York, yeah, Stu did.
He did.
Many years ago.
Were you up a building? Top of the Rock.
What's top of the Rock?
Rockefeller.
Oh, Rockefeller Centre.
Which is kind of the thing you're meant to do, right? Because you can't. Everyone goes up the Empire State Building. Of course they do. But if you go top of the Rock, you've got the view of the Empire State Building.
Ah, okay.
And Central Park's, in the other direction as well. That's the trick, apparently.
Dream destinations. Let's have that.
Yeah,
Tell us where you want to
hear.
go. What's your dream bucket list destination?
Yeah.
Where is your favourite place you've ever been to?
Norwich.
Norwich.
Norwich!
Yeah, let us know. Why not?
You'd love South America's cool. So different. Like crazy different. Like Peru's so different to Argentina, so different to Chile, so different to blah, blah.
Yeah, I'd love to do a whole tour. It'd be amazing, wouldn't
Me
it?
and my sister went around together. We travelled for 3 months together, just me and her. And we finished in Rio, and we got an apartment on like Ipanema beach.
Wow.
We got an apartment for like 2 weeks with another brother and sister combo,
Nice.
just to top it off. Rather than staying in hostel, we were like, let's get like an Airbnb. So it's like our address for a second or two was Ipanema Beach.
That sounds lovely.
It was really good.
Take me back.
All those. When was
Take
it?
me back.
2004.
Wow.
20 years ago.
But you were a baby then.
But you were a mere child in nappies then, were you not? Yeah.
Should we talk about some plants?
Yeah, we probably should. Sorry. We've moved on as well.
Yeah, Bowls Mauve.
Mauve. Go.
Thank you. Okay, so this is genuinely, I know I get very excited about all the plants and you know, I share a passion with you guys viewing at home. I do love plants, but this one really is one of my absolute favourites that I've got growing in my garden. The reason is it's super easy and it flowers for ages. And I love the colour purple. I do absolutely adore it.
Hit it.
So 10 months of the year we say that this will flower for. And there's mine.
Oh,
Literally
wow.
video just this morning. Before I left the house, I was like, I'm going to go and get a new video of my Bowls Mauve. That is what it's looking like right now. Now, it looks like that pretty much for 10 months of the year. I actually had flowers on mine every single month of the year over this last year.
Okay.
Admittedly, in December, it was only 1 or 2 flowers on there.
matter?
But there was still flowers on it. It just flowers for ages with very little attention from you. It's sort of, it's pretty drought hardy, drought tolerant once it gets established as well. It's not one I have to constantly water. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. So this one is a total proven performer and pollinators adore it. I'm just going to take it out the pot so you...
Ooh. Again, when I get...
Look at that.
So I've got some of Sean's sun-in spray. Doesn't it look like on there?
Look at the quality.
Bleached tips.
No, but do you know what? What that shows you is lovely white fibrous roots.
Yeah.
That means that is a really healthy plant. A decent root structure there. That's going to want planting out pretty quickly though, because obviously it's getting quite congested with the roots at the bottom there. It's not root bound, but it will need potting on. Oh yeah.
It's what we were talking about before, have you heard? Which one's a little more like, what do you think it's been planted in?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's had a really good start, hasn't it, in life, and it's just waiting for you to give it its continued life in your garden. You are going to get 3 of those as well, which is the perfect amount. They will grow to about, you saw from my video there, it's spread about that much, so probably a good 50 centimetres. It'll grow to about, that's one plant planted there.
There's a little blue flower, bottom left corner, just coming up into the top.
Now that is the Corydalis, the blue heron.
Hello.
That is amazing.
Yeah?
I think we've got an offer on that at the moment. Yeah, the Corydalis blue heron is bright blue, electric blue, tubular flowers. I love it. I think it's great.
We're going to go find it on our website right now. But if you want to get hold of your Bowls Mauve, here we go. 560069. Lots of different ways of getting that other. Was it blue heron?
Corydalis blue heron.
Okay, right, let's have a look. So 9 centimetre pots, whether you go for 1, 2 or 3. Or we've got the plugs as well. But I feel like...
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The big one. Deal price, $12.72. Look at the saving. Should be £30.
I highly recommend this plant. Like, genuinely love it. You want to put it in a slightly shady spot. I would not, in fact, don't put it in full sun. I had one in full sun. It did not like it.
Yeah?
It wants to go in a part shady spot. So that border that you saw there, where it's planted and it's flowering the best, it doesn't really get sunshine until probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So it gets a bit of sun, but later on, full sun, it just wasn't happy, and so I've moved one of them over.
Looks like Sean's in the stocks, doesn't it? And he stood up there, guys. He stood up there.
Poor Sean. Highly, highly recommend that. If you want to add that into your basket, totally love that plant. Honestly, the blue colour is really electric blue. It properly stands out.
How cool's that? I love that.
Thank you.
Very good little nod there. We saw it. Anyway, Bowls Mauve, and this is kind of actually that sort of going off on a tangent, what brought this into yesterday's show, wasn't it? Talking about other stuff. Anyway, here it is, 560069. You're gonna get 3. Was it one of these? It was 1 for $9.99.
Yeah, $9.99.
I appreciate your club discount is $8.99, but let's say $9.99. 3 for 78p more. Same P&P. So
amazing. This
is the item number you go for, right? 560069. Obviously it's 1 P&P, but when you get to £40 or over, free P&P. Free P&P. And don't forget, pop the code in. We've only got 45 minutes left.
I know.
Gosh, you can still check out after the hour, of course you can. But free P&P over 40. But the code, YGTV1724, gets you these, right?
Yeah.
You're right.
Anemone blender bulbs. You're getting 75 of these included, and these are worth £9.99. We have brought these to you as an item in the past. Genuinely, we brought them at £9.99. They are free, and honestly, when these are in flower, I stopped a lady. You know, I always talk about how I go on a dog walk and I'm looking at people's gardens.
Yeah.
I went on a dog walk whilst those were in bloom,
yeah.
and I'm walking past this house, and they've got this lovely big tall tree out the front. It's one by the river.
Right. Yeah.
Lovely big. Dan knows where I live. That's why.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah.
Lovely big tall tree, and had these all growing around the bottom. And this woman pulled into the drive, and I was like, I've got to ask her. I was like, excuse me, do you live here? And she's like, oh no, it's my daughter's house. And I was like, these are really pretty. And I said, are these the anemone? And she's like, I don't know, but they're really
She's like, leave us alone, lady. Where's your dog, by the way? He's walking around with a lead.
I was that crazy lady stopping somebody from going to visit her daughter to talk about the flowers in the garden.
Love it, but it's lovely. And I bet gardener to gardener, right? You love a compliment and a chat about what's going on.
Yeah, genuinely.
It's like when you see someone with the same car as you and you give them a beep, and they're like...
No, that's just you.
Just me. Boop, boop. Hello. Anyway, why have you got my car? 510890 for what were we on? Was it that?
We were on Bowls Mauve. We're now on this.
We've now moved on. So the details have moved on. So the number I just gave you was this one. It's tough, isn't it? I don't do myself any favours, I realise. Yeah.
So this is Hypericum, the miracle attraction. You might know it as St. John's wort, which sounds like a horrible name, but yeah, it's a real traditional plant and it is fantastic to put into your gardens. Actually, it's a perfect pot plant, this.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have to put, I've now seen it mostly out in people's borders, but if you wanted to keep this in a pot, I think this would be great. It doesn't get massive. I mean, it can get to about 1 metre by 1 metre if you plant it out into a border. You might keep it a little bit smaller if you keep it into a pot, but it's when this is it. Look at those flowers. Just look at those bright yellow, lovely reflexed petals that they've got on there. Those stamens are there, sort of really proud. It's a later season one as well. So this will start sort of June, but it'll keep going July, August, September, and I was seeing it into October as well last year. So lovely late season interest. And it's when you get all of this happening at the same time. You've got the foliage, you've got the bright yellow flowers, and those berries that you get on there. And you get a variety of shades and colours. There's peaches and pinks and reds, and it's so interesting. Honestly, it can be evergreen in milder areas of the country. Some places it will lose its leaves. It's what we call semi-evergreen, so it really depends on where you live and how exposed it is. But it's easy, it's interesting, often used in cut flower displays as well, because when you get one of those stems and it's got the foliage and it's got that bright yellow flower and then the berries as well, it adds real interest into cut flower displays.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely divine. Details are on your screen for you. Being new to gardening, Bex, me.
Yes.
I see all of these plants arriving in pots,
yes.
different size pots. This one's 2 litre, I see 9 litres sometimes, etc., etc. Do I ever leave my flowers in the pots they arrive in, or are these just purely nursery looking after them and I'm going to put them somewhere else?
Generally, what I'm going to say is you're going to pot them on into something else. Now, I have left things in pots for a period of time because I just haven't got round to it.
Yes.
What I would always suggest is you would look at the roots.
Okay.
So let's see if we can get into this one.
Oh, go on, here we go.
Hang on.
Go on then.
Oh, hang on. Give it a squeeze first. Just loosens it up.
Go on.
Yeah, see, I can tell already this one's going to need potting on.
How do you know?
Because I can feel it's hard to get it out. So looking at that root structure, you can see how well established it is. You can see the roots at the bottom, it's starting to circle. That needs potting on. You don't want to leave it in there for too long. Okay. If we kept this at the nursery, we would be potting that into a larger pot at some point relatively soon. So I think the best tip is to look at the roots and see, what needs to happen with it. Most people are going to pot it on into a more decorative pot once they get it home.
And I'm looking for like that circling, for example.
Yeah, you want to look at how established those roots are, and if it's starting to look sort of, like that, then you definitely want to get it potted on as soon as possible.
More root than anything else.
Yeah.
It's ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good advice, Bex.
My pleasure. That's what I'm here for.
That's what she's here for.
That's what they pay me for.
The big bucks. 510-890. This time in 30 years. You'll be in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just York. At the new end. Okay. There we go.
My day will come.
Your day, absolutely, of course it will. Right, chocolate cosmos.
Yeah, beautiful, chocolate scented, gorgeous cosmos variety. It's a little bit shorter variety as well. So cosmos can get, and it's beautiful. Love cosmos. It gives a lovely sort of wildflower, cottage garden style feel. But they can get to sort of, good 3 feet height. This one shouldn't get more than about 60 centimetres, so a couple of feet in height. Okay. But what you get are these lovely maroony, dark, silky flowers that have a chocolate fragrance.
Incredible.
Which I just think is phenomenal. Obviously, we get lots of lovely floral and pollen-y type fragrances. To have a chocolate fragrance to a flower, I think is really,
it's all
really
the senses, isn't it? Like, of course, maybe like you can hear like rustling or hear bees coming along. Of course, you've got the fragrances you're talking about. If you want to feel the leaves, obviously you're always careful with whatever you're doing. But every sense is stimulated, isn't it? Yeah. With every product, which is just one of the massive, massive positives for getting these home. Yeah. I'm really attracted to I remember last time I was here, I was like, the darker colours really, maybe that's my sort of palette, maybe that's what I like.
Maybe it's your dark soul.
Maybe that's exactly what it is, finally coming out. Every now and again it rears its ugly head. Now I'm in plant form.
These are very sort of free flowering. You get lots and lots of flowers from here. So you get that lovely kind of mound of foliage at the bottom, and then these sort of, and they're quite thin stems, but they're quite strong to hold those flowers up and gently sort of swaying. You can use them as cut flowers. You can mix them in with your cut flower displays over the summer as well. You do want to protect these from frost. So depending on where you are and how you feel about the slightly longer range weather forecast, you might want to put these on before planting them out. We did it earlier on. Take a 9 centimetre pot. No, I took it out.
Okay, well remembered.
So we've got our biodegradable pot here. You can use any nice. So whenever I buy a plant in a pot, I always keep the pot because then I use it when I'm potting things on later on. Always got a stack of plastic pots next to the shed. So then
that's the sort of thing that people leave behind when they move house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm taking mine with me. Then we're going to take our plug and just put that into there and leave that somewhere on a windowsill in your greenhouse. I've converted my conservatory into my greenhouse basically because I haven't got a greenhouse, so my conservatory is now
Love you.
So then we're going to grow that on, and then once the frost has passed, you can plant that out into your final location.
There we go, the chocolate cosmos on the screen, 480735. It was at 11.69. That is it. If you want to get hold of these biodegradable pots with the skilly trays too, you get 12 of them, beautifully done, Bex. You can get hold of those. You can get more pots to go in there, because I like the idea of putting these straight into if you want to.
Yeah, so these are biodegradable. So once you've potted your plant on, you can then plant that into your location. It will just biodegrade by itself. The benefit of that is that you're then not disturbing the plant. So you're not really... Plants don't like... Most plants don't like being moved.
There's like feed in them.
No.
Maybe Peter can get some of those on the go.
The actual feed, sort of within the pot.
A biodegradable, self-feeding, so the plant eats the pot.
Oh my word, I like it. Let's see if we can develop it.
Make that happen.
There we go, we can make our millions doing that.
Oh, finally.
There we go.
And we're off.
That's that trip to New York sorted.
130324, let's get hold of yours. Very, very useful, all these bits and bobs. Everything's relevant, right? Isn't it? You haven't got to get hold of everything. We appreciate it, although we hear sometimes people do. Why not? But everything, we're only recommending stuff that's absolutely useful for you. If you already have the heavy-duty pots and you're waiting to put in them, great. If you haven't already got a tower and you've got one spare, great. But if you haven't got these things, that's why they're all available all at the same time. If you can, get to £40, free P&P after all. Right, Choisia.
Choisia, beautifully fragrant Mexican orange blossom.
Thank you.
Have a sniff. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, really pretty.
Really, really adore Choisia. I adore it.
That. That's a little bit New York, that was, wasn't it?
It is a fantastic plant because it's evergreen. So if you've got lots of deciduous plants in your garden, you need to think about where you can position some of those evergreen plants so that you've just got some interest going on in your garden over those colder winter months when things, do drop their leaves. Very, very simple, very easy to grow. Definitely a beginner gardener's, because they're so easy. You just plant these, very little maintenance as by pruning. I occasionally will prune a little bit off if it starts to look a bit untidy from mine. But generally they grow in a quite neat habit anyway.
Okay.
At this time of year they get covered in these blooms, and the fragrance, as we say, it's not a floral sweet fragrance. It does have a kind of citrusy tang and edge to it.
Yeah, it's not too perfumey, is it?
Yeah, that's why it's sort of known as that Mexican orange blossom, because it's got that lovely citrusy flavour to it. Scent, not flavour, don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
It thrives in a full sun position. Mine is in the sunniest border that I've got, and it does beautifully. It's covered in flowers at the moment. It smells absolutely amazing. It is tolerant of a part shade position. It's going to want a little bit of sun, but it will tolerate a bit of a part shady one. But it's drought tolerant, and this is what I adore about this, because we cannot have plants in our garden that require our attention every single day of the year. If you had every single plant in your garden that required your attention every day,
get nothing done.
You'd be exhausted, and it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be enjoyable. You have to have some plants that, can just look after themselves, and this is definitely one of those, but it is very rewarding because it's evergreen, because it's easy, and because it's fragrant.
Incredibly pretty as well, isn't it? You've got loads of flowers on there, as you mentioned, beautiful green colour too.
Now we've got two pots here, just to give you an idea of what's on the nursery floor at the moment. They are not different plants, they are the exact same plant. It's just that one has a few flowers and a lot of new growth, the other one is completely covered in those flowers. So we just want to be honest with you, excuse me, as to what is on the nursery floor right now. You will get something like this.
Exactly, 511495. Bless you, Bex.
Excuse me.
That was fun. Okay, loving all of your pictures still being sent in. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, it's ygtv@yougarden.com. Who's this one?
Vicky.
Vicky! Here we go. Here's a picture from Vicky. That's not an Acer, is it?
Oh, it's an Acer.
Is it?
That is
I've seen a yellow one.
Beautiful.
Look at the size of
it. How old is that, Vicky? That must be several years old. I love that blue pot you've got that in as well.
Yeah,
that is
hot,
a gorgeous contrast.
Like electric blue. Vicky,
what is it?
thank
Which
you so much.
variety is it? Is it the Orange Dream? It looks a bit like the one I've got, but I can't remember the name of it. That's beautiful.
Thank you, Vicky.
The Corydalus Blue Heron, Stu. Oh,
Malcolm!
Yes, Malcolm. Aren't they great plants? Love that you've got them in 3 pots there. That's
crazy.
Gorgeous.
I love these, like, metal pots.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
They're really sort of hardy,
Malcolm.
industrial.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Malcolm.
Cheers everyone for playing along. YGTV@yougarden.com. We've got only got half an hour left. There's plenty of time for you to email in and say hi, what you're up to, what you're purchasing, what are you going for. We're going to talk all things compost next, but not forgetting 98%, roughly, of the products we are talking about want to live in the best possible compost, and that's exactly what we have. Not forgetting that code YGTV1724 does get you your freebie, which is 75 anemone bulbs.
Well done.
Thank you. With whatever you're ordering. We're hearing people are ordering all of the grow your own. We've got tons of those blueberries, honeysuckles, etc., etc., etc. for you there. But there are an awful lot of baskets as well, just purely going for compost in this show, of which people do every single day, which you are more than entitled to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't want to run out of this compost.
Nope.
I promise you, once you've got it and you've used it and you realise how good it is, you'll be so frustrated if you've run out. Because you get on a roll with your gardening. You're like, right, get these jobs done, get these jobs done. And you're like, ah! And then you go and buy some from the local garage or the local garden centre, and then you open it up and you're like, well, it's not as good. And it really isn't as good. I've done it so many times, and I'm vowing to
So when you run out of an
again.
ingredient and you're cooking,
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
So annoying.
don't want to go back to Tesco's.
So annoying.
Yeah, I know, mate. You
Somebody
hear that? He's like, preach. I hear you.
I don't know if you heard that, but somebody was talking loudly out there. So this compost is packed.
That's what he did.
It was
okay.
perfect timing.
It was. Oh, I'm not going back there. You can just go without meat. You're making a bolognese. It can just go without. That's what the noise was, wasn't it? Carry on. What's like a core ingredient? We're doing curry. It can go without
rice.
Go without rice.
Right. So.
Hey, when you order a curry, do you have rice? Do you have a naan? Do you have a bitter?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, all the carbs.
Do
Double
you?
carbs.
What's
Always.
that flatbread called?
Pitta?
No. I think it's
The
a
crispy one?
No, not poppadom.
Not a poppadom.
Might be
I love
chapati.
that word, poppadom.
Yeah. What do you like a poppadom?
I love a
Do you
poppadom.
go for all the mixed
With mango chutney.
mango chutney? Mango chutney with a sprinkling of the yoghurt,
Right.
and then with a dash of diced tomato from
Oh
the salad.
my word. Stop it, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime.
That's me.
Okay.
Back to the compost. You were asking, weren't you? No? Okay, let's carry on.
Okay, so the
Carry on.
compost.
Stu.
The compost is the most popular
Carry
item
on.
that we bring you at YouGarden. This is the thing that we sell the absolute most of, and that is because it is phenomenal and it works. We have, over the years that we've been bringing this compost, we have had people email us in who've done their own comparisons.
Comparison, yep.
So there was one that I remember, I think his name was Dave.
Hey, Dave. That sounds made up.
No, I think it was
I know
Dave.
it's real, I know it is.
He did a comparison and he grew daffodil bulbs. And I say that because, it was Roger, was it?
Roger.
I say that because it really shouldn't make a difference with daffodil bulbs.
Okay.
Like, they're
grow
daff
everywhere. They grow on the
bulbs.
side of the road.
Like, they grow.
Yeah.
He grew some daffodil bulbs in some standard compost, and right next to it, he grew some daffodil bulbs in our compost, and then he took a picture of the results. And I wish we still had that picture because it was absolutely amazing, the difference between the two. And I want you to try this. If you're one of our new viewers, I'm so sorry all the people that watch this and buy this already, I'm talking to the newer viewers here. This can turn you into a green-fingered gardener overnight. Like, it's got so many amazing ingredients in here.
You know what, we're not going to run out either.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not a limited run or something. It's not try it now, but you've got to order 5 because it won't be back until next year.
No, we've got this.
Oh, we got this.
We got this.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
Yeah, we have, for sure. We've got in here a composted wood fibre. It's actually 50% composted wood fibre included in here. Makes up this beautifully light, airy texture, helps with water retention in here as well. We've got peat in here. It's a reduced peat content. Not peat, our head gardener. But we've got, I think it's 3 different types of peat. Sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. We've also got dark and light peats in here as well. Those aren't, but what we have done is reduced that content down, the minimum amount for the maximum results. We've got lime in here. It balances the pH in here. It puts it at exactly the right level, excuse me, for the majority of your plants to live in. So I say 98%, I don't know if that's exact, but generally the majority of plants that you're going to plant into your garden, into your pots, into your hanging baskets, into your borders, even your house plants, the majority of them are going to live a really, really happy life in here. Few exceptions. Orchids, somebody messaged earlier, as a house plant, they need something else. Azaleas, rhododendrons, blueberries, they want ericaceous compost. We've got it on the website. You can get it on the website.
It's really light, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Crazy light.
It smells.
It's not claggy. It's not sticking together.
It smells beautiful too. Like, it's got a real fresh smell to it. There is a slow-release fertiliser in here, these little green balls that you'll find throughout the compost. This is going to feed your plants. Good 5 to 6 months, it slowly releases that food. And that's really important. I'd be really annoyed if my husband was, you know, the controller of when I ate. I can only eat when he puts food in front of me. I'd be really mad.
Be angry.
I'd be really angry. Well, your plants can get hold of this food as and when they want to, because it's just going to slowly release that into the soil.
I like to think there's a massive bag of these green balls somewhere when it gets added in.
Somebody's just dotting them in.
Yeah, that bag itself.
That'd be stick your hand in it.
Do you squeeze these?
Do I squeeze them?
They pop.
Oh yeah, it does. No, it does. That one did.
No, they pop. They all pop.
Look, a little bit of moisture coming out.
Yeah. That's all I do when you're chatting away over here, giving all the information.
You just squeeze in the balls.
I'm just finding them and popping them.
Stop wasting it.
Oh,
that properly squeezed.
It does.
Anyway,
I'm having the time of my life. There's millions in there. It's okay. But this is our sample, obviously. You know,
Yeah, we're not going to send this one to you, don't worry.
Yeah, we are. Oh, no.
Spoon it back into the bag. So slow-release fertiliser, lime to balance the pH, reduced peat content, composted wood fibre, and a wetting agent included in here as well, which really helps when you're watering for it to retain and hold on to that moisture. All of this in the right quantities as well. You know, it's a specialised formula so that every time you get this, it's as good a quality as the last time you bought it.
Absolutely.
Delivered regularly into us here at the nursery, ready for us to deliver to you. It's not been sat in bags on pallets for months on end. We go through so much of this, it has to be delivered in regularly.
And you see the P&P is included. That's why it's worth over £42, but yours right now for £22.48, and that is 100 litres of it. 100125. Right, glancing at the clock. 25 minutes left. Plenty of time for you to check out your baskets. Or after the hour, absolutely. This evening, check out your baskets then. We're not running out of these things, but we also want to make sure you get them when you can double up or when you've got a freebie, and to remind you that you can get free P&P. So here comes some item numbers, all in one transaction. Let's get to £40. Let's get free P&P. The compost could be the very first one. 100125. Okay, what else are we going to show you right now? The spuds. We showed you this right at the top of the show. You know what? Your saving on the spuds completely covers the cost of your compost. Completely covers the cost. The compost is £22.48. This is saving £24. 3 different varieties of potatoes, and you get the potato fertiliser, and you get the 3 big grow bags that in their own right are worth £15. All of that $14.95. 350063. Well done, everybody, popping that in for the first ever time. Maybe you're renewing. Obviously, once you've harvested all of your potatoes or whatever else you're doing, you can use those bags as well if that's something else if you want to. Okie dokie, here we go, 350063 was your item number. The Honeyberry, the edibles, the stuff you're growing to be consuming, to be eating. Those hit of superfruits, we've got loads of them on the show. You heard full of oxidants, full of vitamins, full of antioxidants, divine. Double up, this is what we're talking about. The offer code YGTV 1724, 1724, means if you choose to put 2 in your basket, you up the quantities, up to you. It'll only be $14.98, 310070. Whilst we move on to the blueberry, also just hearing in the background, how many of you go for that blue heron? That's also in stock on the show with the pictures, thank you so much. Now, your blueberries, but it's a pink berry, Dan. Yeah, it is. The colour, it is still a blueberry, but it is a pink colour with a slightly more sweeter, zesty taste. How cool is that? You can grow it alongside your blueberries if you wish, your traditionals. To get hold of the pink berries for $7.19, of course you're in the club, anybody can be, 310028, it's £5 to join that club for the year, and you'll then save 10% off everything we are showing you on these live shows and beyond. There you go, $7.19, expecting fruit this year, 310028. If you're going for that, at the same time, you're ordering the pink blueberries, right, because you love blueberries, and then you think, well, I could also grow from blueberries. Yes, you could. 310121. 3-litre pot, so a little bit bigger than the pink, but only $11.99. That's $10.79 in the club price. 310121. If we get a chance, we'll show you that live before the end of the live show. Now, Bols Mauve, 3 pots. 3 pots of your Bols Mauve for $10.77. It's 1 pot for $9.99. So for the sake of 78p, go for this item number. Really pretty pastel lilac colours. Really interesting foliage as well. 560069. Sort of like slimlined leaves on here, which is really divine. Almost like a bit of a dusty colour to them, which is lovely. 560069. The honeysuckle, check out the flower on the honeysuckle. This is that. Really interesting, really architectural, isn't it? 550330 if you want to get hold of the honeysuckle. But just before then, we've also got the camellia tea plant. Now, the name suggests you can harvest the tea from this. Pick your leaves, infuse those, drink the tea. How fab. But look at the bulbs, look at the flowers on there too. 750049. £7 off right now. Off we go by shopping via UGTV. $7.19 your total price today. Let's go back to the pinks as well. If you want to get hold of the Dahlias, the Starburst Pinks, one of Bex's all-time favourites, you can double up another £4 more to get another 6. If you choose. It's up to you though to double up. Sometimes it's done for you. If it says double up, you pop 2 in there. Just make sure you do whilst you are at the basket stage of your checkout. Use the code YGTV1724. That's where that comes into play. Your item number here for your Dahlias, 401521. One more very quickly. New in for this hour. Oh yeah. These are a sneaky favourite of mine. We can always get them out right now, but on this show, to show that bottle brush standard, it's beautiful. If you're thinking, ordering what it looks like already, like ordering with your eyes, we're looking for the future, this is what they look like right now. In the nursery right now. You want to order more than one, we always recommend ordering 2 of these to sort of the symmetry of it, but that bottle brush finish is absolutely beautiful. 680093, and these will just keep improving, keep getting better and better and better. $26.99 your total price. What a giftable to somebody else. One for you, one for them, whatever you'd rather. But rather than nearly £80, it's just over £50 for 2. 680093. And again, if I want to pop these up, the heavy duty pots could be the one for this.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
And that heavy duty pot, it would live happily in there for its life. Yeah,
You probably would put it in something prettier.
It'll totally go in there. If you want to put it in the heavy duty pot, it would just stand a little bit taller. You might want to put it in something a bit prettier, but it's entirely up to you.
Okay, but the size-wise, we're on it.
Totally, size-wise, you're on it with that. And the great thing about the heavy duty pots is...
Are you listening? Okay.
You've got You've got drainage holes at the bottom as well
I might
as
start shows or shows like that.
the side. And what this means is that when we get those massive deluges of rain, because, hey, let's face it, we live in the UK. We don't, yay, we never know what kind of weather we're going to get. And April...
Who knows?
I mean, we saw how much rain we had. When you get those massive deluges, if there isn't space for that water to drain away, a lot of plants really don't like that. So, of course, heavy-duty pots have that benefit. Let's go around my garden. I've got the appletini growing in one. I've got 3 blueberries, so that takes me to 4. I need to transfer my strawberries in, so they're not in there yet. I've got garlic growing in one. Cool. I've got a rose, the menopause rose growing in one. I've got a cordyline growing in one, and I've got Prunus triloba growing in one.
There's 8.
That's 8 I've got. So that's 8 I'm using of these heavy-duty pots in order to grow things in.
Yep.
I've also got one that is underneath the side in the kitchen, which my recycling goes into,
Great.
and I've also got one in the shed, which I keep all of my gardening bits in. So my kneeling pad, my little trowel, my fork, my gloves, my secateurs. So I just go in, pick that up, take it outside with me, and I'm ready to garden. And then the waste goes in there before it goes in the green bin.
There you go, $17.99 for 4.
That's just my ideas, you know. There's loads of people that use these as well. I know a lot of our regulars have these. They're growing them, they're growing in them, and they're using them for a variety of things. Maybe it's logs to take, you know, for your wood burners and things like that. Yeah, let us know what you're doing. Let us know how you use them.
What do you use it for? Maybe it's already established up and it doesn't move anywhere. It was just a really handy pot to do so. Really, really strong.
Really strong. Those plastic trugs that you get, and I've got some. You know, the floppy ones. They're good. They're all right for certain jobs. But what I have found with those is that the handles just break off. They crack. And I've had to gaffer tape the handles back on. It's so annoying. And that is somebody else banging outside. Yeah. That is bad plastic, basically. The handles have been moulded onto the side here, so you're not going to get that breakage going on.
You're
going to pull
it and I let go.
Go pull.
If I could get myself set. Can you imagine if I just let go now?
my foot's at the back. They are so strong that these will last you a long time.
What was going on once? So, I was working on a craft channel, and we sell really strong double-sided tape, like A4, like a big reel, like 10 metres worth, A4 wide. And with Jodie, we were pulling the tape just like this. She let go, and for whatever reason, did she hit herself in the face or did I punch her in the face? I can't remember what it is. But literally, nearly knocked her. If it wasn't Jodie, they could have died. If it was our little friend Paola, she'd have been knocked into next week. Like, literally, I can't remember. It might be like, I can't remember whether it was me hitting her or she hit herself.
One of these things is going to happen at some point.
Yeah, like that. Because you started pulling it before I'd even grabbed it. You're like, here we go. I was like, oh.
Well, Sean, I know he says he's had his well over 10 years, probably a good 12 years he's had his for. I think mine must be a good 5 or 6 years old. They're as good as the day I got them. Absolutely. So, $16.19 is your discounted club price for 4. 130011. Right. In front of here, right? Honeyberry. Oh, here we go. It's in front of me here. Honeyberry. It's like a pet name, isn't it? These are some of the... I mean, these are really, really interesting. These became really popular last year because the wonderful Hairy Bikers, they did a recipe using honeyberries. It was like in porridge. And now honeyberries are a lovely dark-skinned fruit, a bit like blueberries, but they're slightly more like elongated. They are packed with antioxidants, packed with vitamins, I believe even more so than your blueberries. But the difference here is you do not need the ericaceous compost for these. So if ericaceous compost is putting you off growing blueberries or anything like that, this is a great alternative because you don't need it. These will live happily in our premium professional compost. The flavour, the juiciness, the sweetness of these is going to be incredible. They've got a lovely blackberry with a hint of kiwi flavour to them. Sean Ryan, I know he grew these and he actually got fruits off his last year. He said they were incredibly delicious. I am growing them, but mine, when I planted them, they were teeny tiny babies. So I did not get fruits last year. I'm hopeful to get fruits this year because obviously mine needed to establish. These are 1.7 litre pots, so you're not going to have to wait long. I would like to think you're going to get fruits on these this year. I really would. And we've got 2 out because we can double up if we want to. So why not 310078? Rather than £10 more, it is £5 more in the club for doubling up. Yeah. They are self-fertile, so you don't have to go for 2. So they are self-fertile, but As with anything that's self-fertile, if you do plant another one nearby, then you're going to sort of guarantee even better fruit production.
There you go. Don't forget, as comes the last 10 minutes of the show or so, to add in that code YGTV1724. Of course, if you're doubling up, you need to do that anyway. But then you'll get 75 bulbs for anemones for free.
Well done.
Say it slower. It's better. As we move on to the gooseberries, by the way, I know a lot of you, we were talking about where we want to go in the world. You mentioned Australia, you mentioned New York. Elaine wants to visit the pyramids.
Elaine, you and me, let's go to the pyramids. That's one of mine I want to go and see. I remember studying it as a child, and it's always been a fascination.
You can crawl into the middle one.
I know.
I've been in.
Oh, what?
I got a boat there from Cyprus once.
Did you?
Yeah. That was a much longer trip than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, do you want to go visit the pyramid? Okay, here I am.
Quite a long way.
Yeah, like back in 3 days. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
But you've got to go like. Obviously, to get the view, the shot, it's like around the back of the pyramids, because one side of it is massive desert, obviously, and the other side is very much Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the KFC with a pyramid at the front. Car park, you can park between them.
Really?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
Oh dear.
But this is the world we live in.
Well,
but obviously well worth going to.
Totally, one day.
And then you go see the Papyrus Museum. It's one of those over there as well. Where old Tutankhamun is.
Yep. Unless he's on tour somewhere.
He does like a tour, doesn't he?
He does like a tour. Sometimes he goes off.
Like
Have we had any others? Anyone else said where they'd like to go?
Oh yeah, was it Elaine said the beach? Oh, Karen, sorry.
the beach.
Karen going to the beach. Oh, 3 minutes from my house.
Oh, Karen.
Absolutely, that's why I like going to Norwich. It's not 3 minutes from my house, but you haven't got to go far away.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the beach. It's a lovely place.
Just
fresh sea air. It's lovely.
Just the beach.
All right, let us know where you want to go.
Thanks for joining
Dream
me. Whereabouts
destinations,
do you go in Australia?
Favourite places. I don't know, actually. I don't know enough about. I mean, obviously, you want to do the sort of touristy, famous bits. Let's go see the Sydney Opera House and all the rest of it. But then you want to go to Ayers Rock. But then you also want to see a little bit of what real life there is like, not just the touristy bits.
Like Erinsborough.
Erinsborough. You go to neighbours. My dog used to go nuts, okay? Yeah. Jakey boy, bless him. Obviously, it was years ago. But he used to get fed at the end of Neighbours.
Right.
So he associated the Neighbours theme tune with food. So we would have to make sure we muted the theme tune at the beginning. So otherwise he'd spend the next half an hour just like, oh.
That's very funny.
Isn't it? And if you didn't mute it, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to have to feed him now.
So I went to a Neighbours night in Melbourne where you meet Dr. Carl and all this stuff. There was a lady there, one of the actresses called Rachel, and during her chit-chat on stage, she was like, oh, blah, blah, I'm coming to the UK actually soon, I'm going to play at the Theatre Royal in Norwich. Obviously, I lost my mind, because that's where I'm from. Then you do the meet and greet afterwards, and I was like, how interesting, what was it? I'm from Norwich, and she couldn't care less.
Oh, really?
She was like, all right. I was like, oh, I thought that was like a little thing we could have just chatted about for like, 10 seconds, and I'd go.
Yeah.
She was like...
When meeting celebrities goes wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't hang out with Sean Ryan anymore. Anyway. Right, our gooseberries, we've only got 10 minutes. We'll stop talking about that. We'll talk about gardening, I assure you.
Yeah, let's do it. And our gooseberries, we had these yesterday. But
that was like literally on me.
We didn't.
With that lady. Okay.
We didn't bring them out for you yesterday, so we have finally brought them out for you today. Yeah, let's grow our own gooseberries. I mean, how exciting to have honeyberries, gooseberries, blueberries, pink blueberries, strawberries,
potatoes.
All of these lovely grow your own things in your gardens. Now, the thing is with these, they're going to be easy to grow in your garden because they really don't require much attention from you at all. They do not get massive. We're talking about maybe 90 centimetres, 3 feet height, 60 centimetres spread. The heavy-duty pot will be absolutely perfect for each of these. You can go for one of them. I would recommend going for 2. Why not? We want as many of those sweet, juicy, homegrown, taste sensation gooseberries as we can possibly get. Highly resistant to diseases. They are robust and they are winter hardy. These have the lifetime guarantee that we bring you here at YouGarden. They will reward you if you put them in a sunny spot, as with the majority of these sort of soft fruits and things. You want a sunshiny spot.
I'm with you, and that's why we're talking about doubling up, 310053. It's worth noting, friends, when you open these up, they've got a couple of little spikies on them.
Yeah, it's a prickly plant, basically. So just bear that in mind. You might want to be careful when you're opening it.
FYI,
exactly. We're used to it in the garden. If you grow roses, you're used to having those thorns and spikes there. So just take care.
FYI, there you go. 310053. But yeah, do double up for £5 more rather than £16. You mentioned the blueberries. Let me quickly give you the item number because I've got more to say about the pinks. They're more unusual necessarily, but for the blueberry side of things that you grow, Bex, yourself, details are going to appear on the screen any second now. There we are. 310121. And you mentioned compost-wise.
Yeah, so ericaceous for these two that we're going to talk to you about. So blueberry and pink blueberry. You do need the ericaceous compost. It's on our website. Just type in Eric into the search bar and it'll come up and you can get hold of your own.
Very cool. Okay, so that is $11.99. Of course, there's a club discount on top of there. That's the traditional, beautiful blueberries.
Blueberry. I mean, flowering now. Those flowers will get, if they haven't already been pollinated, they will get pollinated, and then each flower has the opportunity then to turn into a delicious, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, gorgeous blueberries. They're reliable, they're easy to grow. You'll get so many fruits off these once these get established. It's going to get to a nice big size. We're talking maybe a metre and a half height, 75 centimetre spread. Again, heavy duty pot. This will work perfectly in, and put it in a nice sunny spot. Mid-season crop of that one, so around July is when you'll get the crops from that one.
There you go. Of course, we all love a blueberry. There you go. But pink blueberries.
If
you love this, you're definitely going to love this side of things. They're more unusual.
Yeah, so it is a blueberry, but it's just coloured pink. It is going to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit juicier as well. I'm falling over.
Oh, you're right.
I'm
excited too.
I'm so excited. I'm waiting for my order to come on this one because I have placed my order. It's a great price. This is why I love this one.
$7.19.
It's nearly half price, isn't it? So I was I couldn't resist that. And I just cannot wait to have my blueberries and my pink berries all mixed together in a bowl. It's going to look like a gorgeous, it's a feast for the eyes as well as for the taste buds, isn't it, here? It's going to fruit reliably for you every single year. Of course, you're going to get that lovely kind of pinky coloured blossom that will appear on here April and May time, inviting all those pollinators into the garden. And then between sort of August and September is where you will get those gorgeous pink fruits off here. It is self-fertile, but it is better, as with all self-fertile things, I think, if you can grow it near something else, it will be great. I've already got 3 blueberries growing in my garden, so I've just bought 1 of these. Might be worth buying in pairs, though.
Really interesting, though, especially if maybe you've got younger members of the family and the grandkids come around, or your other half, just to really immerse yourself in that growing process and feeding your own. Isn't it wonderful how the stuff generally that you grow yourself is best for you?
Yeah, well, I'm as a mum, I've got 2 kids. I want them to try stuff. One of them's more adventurous. The other one, I'm really trying hard with him because he's not interested at all. This is why I'm doing this sort of thing, to try and get him to try them.
Yeah.
Also, my husband, he loves making smoothies and things like that. He's constantly buying blueberries, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to grow blueberries so that you can go out and you can pick your own blueberries and pack those into the smoothies that he makes.
Oh, is that first thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Is it noisy?
Yeah.
You're fine with it.
In the Vitamix, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Old school.
Old school.
Okay, 310028. Okay. Right, quick pictures for you now. Coming up, the item numbers on the way. The hydrangea we were just talking about. 5 minutes left. 511522. My favourite item number on the show because of how succinct it is. 1079 to get hold of those hydrangeas. Sunflowers. Let's grow sunflowers at home. They are not the huge towering sunflowers. I'm sure we do those as well. These are meant to be short, about 1 metre high. So much more versatile is where you're going to pop them. Obviously the sunniest possible spot. And then you've got these beautiful, maybe you're going to cut these, maybe you're going to gift these. But the sunflowers, 12 plug plants with multiple flowers per plant. 401535. And the Dianthus Garden Pleasure Collection, 12 plants here. Aren't these pretty? 6 varieties, 2 of each in that one purchase for $9.44. I'm looking at the discount club price. 480687. Anybody can be in the club and get that club price. It's £5 for the year. You could pay £10 for the year and then it stops after a year. You could pay £5 and it auto-renews. You can also stop it by telling us. There you go. Details are there. Of course, you get the extra offers, competitions, etc. You get the vouchers too. And of course, those discounts go across the whole of the website, even 5% off gardening machinery, etc. for a year. Well, every single person shopping even just once. I hope my mum is.
You need to tell her. She's a gardener. You need to tell her about this show. Get her watching.
I don't know if she's like... Is it mad that she knows she shops with YouGarden?
If she shops with YouGarden and she goes onto the website,
yeah,
you'd like to think she's seen it because it's right up at the top of the page.
Yeah.
I hope so. Ask her.
I will.
Please.
Jean. Just buying a hose should be happy enough. Nevertheless, right, where are we going to store these bits and bobs?
We're going to talk about the Torino pots first of all, because this is a buy one, get 2 free.
Yes.
And it is the lowest It's the lowest price item that we have on the show. You can get one of these for £3.99. Typical, I went for the last one. It says £3.99 on the bottom there. £3.99 for one. But if you put one of these into your basket and enter that code that you can see there, YGTB1724, we will automatically put two of these into your basket. Absolutely free.
Let's get that item number on the screen for the pots that you are referring to.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you've got three. There they are. 130272. Yeah, if your basket's hankering, obviously I'm saying like about £37 to get you over 40. Whichever basket. Maybe you've got nothing in there and you're just going for this.
But to be honest, I mean, as you've seen a few people have done already, they haven't just bought three of these because I think three is an odd number.
Might be. What is it this year? What year is it? What month is it?
But maybe if you put two into your basket, you'll get 4 free. So you'll get 6 in your basket. If you put 3 in your basket, you'll get 6 free. So you'll have 9 in total.
Yes.
So multiply these up. It's well worth it while we have this just stonking
Good point.
deal.
That promo isn't just for like a one-off introductory new customer because you found it in a website. Everybody, there you go.
Be like Karen.
Be more Karen. Hashtag
Yes.
be more Karen. 9 of them for the price of 3. You get the idea. 130272. Can we talk tower, please?
Yes, we absolutely can, because along with the heavy-duty pots, this is one of my favourite items that I've got in the garden. 4 of them currently. I am going to buy another 1, maybe 2, because these are just really, really handy. This is how they come to you. So you build them. There's little clips here, and they just sort of clip in together. You can see they just slot into place.
Yep.
Lightweight, UV stabilised, frost-resistant plastic, so it's designed to last you for many, many years. That is my no, it's not a clematis. That's a wisteria that's in there right now. So it's got a wisteria in there. I've got a jasmine in there. I've got sweet peas growing in 2 others. I will have my Gloriosa flame lily. You could put the honeysuckle in there that we've got on the show today. Anything that climbs will live happily in here. The benefit of it is that you get a 360-degree display here. So if you're looking at it from one side of the garden, it looks fantastic. If you're looking at it from the other side of the garden, it will still look fantastic as well. When you move house, you can take your plants with you.
We'll have you, and obviously these will last as well. So if you choose to move something or whatever the reason.
They still look pretty. So wisteria is deciduous. So over the winter months, you're just looking at the bare branches. This still looks pretty, even when, you know, there's the bare branches on there.
And if you want to double up, you can do. 130461. Right, this live is coming to an end basically now. But of course, you can still shopping on everything on this show page or beyond on YouGarden.com. Sean Ryan, who is normally here, is on QVC tonight.
Yeah, QVC Style. So I think it's channel 37 on Freeview. At 5 o'clock, he's got a full hour of products.
Gardening. You are there tomorrow morning.
I am there tomorrow morning on the main QVC channel within the 9 o'clock show. I haven't got the full hour, but I will be within a section of that.
And then you two finally combined together. It's like bringing back Richard and Judy.
Back on Sunday.
Sunday, 10 till 2, right?
Yes, absolutely.
4 hours of
4
you
whole
guys. Okie dokie. I'm Dan. Thank you so much for having me in the potting show.
Thank you for coming. No, it's been a fun 2 days.
Really, really fun. Thank you ever so much. So we'll see you tomorrow and Sunday. But now is your time to press out. Thanks to Stu as well, of course. Whatever's in your basket, use that code. Get all the free stuff. Cheerio.
Bye.